Times of the times we roll like that.
That's what it would be.
But it's like extra shit. Yeah.
And time what?
Gone.
Yeah. Oh, and then I got the 400K coming.
All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites, we come in week in and week out to proclaim the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which is the name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. But before we get started, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who can constantly teach and rule well, being examples unto the flock of the nation of Israel, ultimately the elect, and shalom to the elect out there doing all they can to make their calling and election sure. Before the cameras came on, of course, brothers always chop it up, get that spiritual dialogue. But we pretty much going into, all these signs that are happening within the heavens, as the scriptures talk about, they're going to be signs in the moon, in the sun, and in the stars, and we're watching all of these things play out in the world right now. You got all these planet alignments that are they're talking about taking place. We've been going into that heavy. And you got these blood moons that are coming around the same time as the Passover, so us measuring the time diligently in itself, we realize that, hey, man, it's high time to awake out of sleep, and you're witnessing the time where Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to make his return, So, what do? We're doing all things for the elect sake. We continue pushing, hoping to be at that number. But you got it, brother.
This is Luke chapter 21, start at verse 25, and it says, this red letter, so Yahweh Shah speaking. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Oh man, that's heavy too, because what you see, all these things happening up over in California, all these earthquakes that are taking place. The seas and the waves roaring. They're talking about possible tsunamis. Every time you turn around, man, it's a new topic that's happening in the earth that's showing the complexity that the Lord is bringing to this place.
Yeah, I got the word. Yes, I can.
Yep.
I got the word for perplex. It means puzzle, baffle, worry, fog, phase, distract, puzzle. Pretty much at a loss.
Yep.
That's
what these people are. They're at a loss, man. If Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has given you the eyesight and the eyes and the ears to hear the things that the Lord is saying before His return, hey, you're puzzled, as the brother read. You're perplexed. You don't understand what's going on in the world. That's why the Lord set us up to be watchmen. Which is a humble calling as well. It's a strenuous job. And what I'm saying, it's work that has to be done, but it's a beautiful calling at the end of the day. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has woken us up and put his words in our mouth. As the scriptures say, I will give you pastors according to my heart, according to the Heavenly Father's mind. That's what you're witnessing right now. Hopefully we continue on in that with sincerity and truth. You got it, brother.
Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Yep. And that's when is that ultimately? During the Third World War, when thermonuclear missiles they tear down Babylon the Great, America, and it's gonna the things that are happening, the wars that are taking. Salah, I'm come back on. Salah, I ain't the Third World War that's brewing up, that's already here, man. What is that going to do? It's going to bring about that perplexity. It's going when these missiles start to be shot off. We're going to have the biggest "I told you so" in the world. Because the prophets starting off with our elders and apostles been saying these things for years and years and years. And now is the time where the Lord is going to make good on His word. So that's why we continue on and do the things that we do, because we believe in these words. It's the true worshipers that's going to get this understanding. You got it, brother.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Yep, that's ultimately that's the lesson we was doing before we came out. You know, the destroyer of the Gentile, the lion of the tribe of Judah has come out of this thicket. You know, what Yahweh Shah is coming to do is to take all rule over the planet Earth. You know, on earth as it is in heaven. You know, the destroyer of the Gentile. You know, you got it.
And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
That's only for the elect, man. You know, that's not for everybody. You know, that's not for your everyday Joe Smo or Joe Blow or whatever they want to go by in the world that's not gearing their mind towards the Heavenly Father. No, that's for the elect, you know, who are using this time, this grace period that the Lord has given us now and using it wisely according to their portion of faith, you know.
Well, the key word back on what you just said there is redemption. Right? When you ever see the word redemption, you hear about the redemption story.
Yeah.
So obviously somebody needs to be redeemed. It's about a redemption story. So when the brother says it's not for everybody, it's talking about a particular people. Now it's up for a wise individual to find out who those particular people are. You know, 'cause you can read the Bible till you're blue in the face, but you're not going to have proper understanding if the Spirit is not dwelling in you. That's what people say. What? It's all I did. You can't understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can shout the Bible, you can read the Bible, you can pass the Bible around, the little orange Bible. You can do all that all you want, but if you don't have the proper understanding, what's the use of it?
Yeah. You reading that right?
And what's the main thing that keeps people from getting understanding? Leaving out history.
Tom.
If you just read the Bible as like it's just a story, you don't line up no precepts, you don't add in no history, you're gonna miss the whole purpose of the scrolls.
Yeah.
Because it's a historical book. It literally names kings, prophets, real life historical figures. Right, as the apocrypha, for instance, which means hidden.
Yeah.
It literally gives you the outline of the Grecian Empire.
Yep.
And those are actual historical figures when you go into Alexander the Great.
Right.
And then when he dies, his kingdom being split until Ptolemy, Cassander, Lysimachus, the Antiochus period. When you go into those individuals that it names, you can literally go to any library or any historian class, any college, and they'll tell you those same exact individuals in their class.
Yep.
That's named in the Apocrypha. That was written before any college was founded on America. Any college was established. The Apocrypha was written centuries before that. Right? And the end, there's ancient scrolls such as the Greek Codex Sinaiticus that backs up a lot of what's in the Apocrypha.
Yep.
All right, and the New Testament. So these scrolls have been compiled. So when you leave out the history, you're leaving out everything that will help you understand the Bible.
Also, part of getting understanding is going into the words.
Yep.
You know, going to the Strong's Concordance, man. That's why a lot of these Christians got the all the way messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Christianity always want to pull out John 3:16, but they see that word world. But you know, hey, for real, a lot of people don't even take time to realize that these scrolls were written in different languages than what we speak. Going to that word world, we know that does not mean the whole inhabited earth. You know? And we get that by getting understanding. Right?
I got the definition for redeem. To cover.
So I just want to bring out a little more history. All right, this is the Codex Sinaiticus, right? And you can do this research on your own time. It says the Codex Sinaiticus is one of the most important books in the world. Niggas don't read it. It's just there's a saying, if you want to hide anything from a nigga, put it in the book.
Right.
It's one of the most important books in the world. Handwritten well over 1,600 years ago, the manuscript contains the Christian Bible in Greek, including the oldest copy of the New Testament. Why was it in Greek? Well, the history tells you in the Apocrypha that Hellenization was put on the Hebrew Israelites. So the Hebrew Israelites weren't speaking Hebrew. The majority of them were speaking Greek.
Yes.
So when they were transcribing or writing down the scrolls in a certain era or period of time, they weren't doing it in Hebrew. They were doing it in Greek.
Right.
Just like when we write letters to each other today, We don't do it in Hebrew. We do it in English. Go ahead, brother.
Con, I got the definition for redeem that you brought out. It is to recover ownership of by paying a specified sum. To pay off a promissory note, for example, to turn in. So Yahweh Shai paid that sum with blood, his blood, to redeem that which was lost.
And also, civil terms for that is to, like you said before in the past, to bring back. You know, who's bringing back the Lord tribe of Israel.
Oh, Khan. Number 7, to save a person or soul from a state of sinfulness and its consequences. To save.
And it said, read that again more times to make sure.
Khan. To save a person or soul from a state of sinfulness.
Sin.
Yep. Yep.
That's it. Oh, you got it.
No, what I'm saying, what did the Lord promise us when we get the kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
The law's gonna be in our inward part. It's not gonna be in a state of sin anymore.
That's right.
You know, and we ain't bringing these bodies with us either.
Yeah.
You know, so we're gonna be made new, refreshed. You know, but perfect.
Yeah, because these bodies are sold in corruption. The scriptures tell us in Corinthians we should put on the incorruptible. When we abide in the corruptible, we're subject to sin, and the Lord knows that, and He put us in this state. He put us in the chains of darkness. So our job wasn't to be perfect. That was Yahweh Shai's job. Brother just told you what he did. He paid for us with his life. Our job is to be the flock of Yahweh Shai, to be Paul's. Right? We're going to sin. We're incorruptible bodies. Paul told you that. The things that I want to do, I do not. The things that I do, I wish I wouldn't do. You know? So you go and sin. You can't beat yourself down unless you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a servant. Now, if you're not doing your video, if you're not studying, if you're not being diligent, if you're not enthusiastic about camp, not just showing up at camp, but being enthusiastic and being a lively stone, right? Because you got to remember, Yahweh Shai is looking at the body. He's looked at as a household, a manager. So when we come up to camp, you know, when you salute a brother, make sure you salute your brother with enthusiasm and see that brother. You know, Yahweh Shai is watching all these things. How you conduct yourself around brothers, how you conduct yourself around the altar. Are you enthusiastic? Are you happy? Does this make you joyful? Or are you just doing it just to do it because you ain't got nothing else to do? Yahweh Shai is looking at these things. And when you're not doing those things, then that's when you say, hey, that's when you kick yourself in the mouth. But if you're doing the necessary things to be a servant of the Lord, then yeah, don't kick yourself down when you may watch a video that you're like, man, I'm fuck out with that shit. You're gonna do shit like that. And that comes with time. You learn how to, not kick yourself in the ass over sin. You learn that I'm gonna sin, but let me not make a place for continual sin and be a habitual sinner in the same thing over and over and over.
Right.
Right? Go ahead, brother.
It's Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. And seven represents completion. So it doesn't matter how many times that you may fall, you have to get back up. That's what men of the Lord would do. Man. Look at the times of how many times that Job went through persecution or lost certain things. He kept being tried by the Lord, man. He kept falling, but what? Did he give up? No. That's why it's a whole story of the book of Job.
I got to thank you up.
If you put me through what Job knew, I probably would have, man, if you gotta be real with yourself. Yeah. I probably would have crashed out or did something dumb, but you know what I'm saying? Might have had to, people would have probably had to grab it from jumping off the building. You understand, this man, you live a certain life where you living in comfort, you got money, you got resources, you got a beautiful family, and then you have to watch your family die before your eyes. You have to watch your resources and money be taken away from you. Then you have to watch your body deteriorate. You have to become ugly in the flesh because you got warts and all type of shit over your body. Then the woman that you thought was a solid rock by your side starts to curse at you. It turns into your enemy. All your friends that you grew up around and became thought was your mans start cursing you out every time they see you. Put curses on with it. That would drive any normal man insane to the breaking of seven. complete insanity. You see how these people, these crazy people, you just had one come up.
Yeah.
You see bugged out people all the time, but you got to think, what were they before they reached that breaking point? Everybody starts off as a baby coming out the womb. What pushed them to the threshold of their breaking point to where they straight snapped and lost? I got a house on my road was just full of women, and they all bugged the fuck out. But I talk to some of them, and I see them like, damn, these are normal people.
Yeah.
They just something made them break. Cause they'll be like, man, but they still, you know, they all, but something made them snap. What makes a person? Too much oppression, too much tribulation, to where they just say, I don't want to fight no more. I'm just going to become a lunatic. And that's what separates a man that has faith and love for the Lord to maintain his integrity, to maintain his patience, his temperance, when he's being tried, when he's being persecuted, when he's being oppressed. Because it's very easy to crash out. Anybody can crash out. Anybody can become a lunatic. That doesn't make you strong to do those type of things. Anybody can say, man, I can't take it anymore, I'm lashing out. Anybody can do that. But who's going to be able to endure humility? Who's going to be able to keep their morals when they're being lashed, integrity, when they're being lashed at, persecuted, oppressed, tried, and they didn't have a good day, things aren't going their way? The average person lashes out as soon as something don't go their way. But a man of integrity still deals with people in a just manner, no matter how his day went.
Right. Hey, it says, the scripture says, surely a question make a wise man mad. So don't think yourself too highly above the next man. Like it can't happen to you. One of my favorite scriptures, Galatians 6:3. You know, Lord, the Lord, you think you're higher than what you are, the Lord will make an example out of you, you know.
I got something. Yeah, and all of the tribulation that's gonna come, that's why the hopeful elect, we are blessed with the comforter that's gonna help us to endure. And this is John 14:26. It says, but the comforter which the Holy Ghost, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance. Who whatsoever I have said unto you, and bringing it back to the remembrance, meaning like we once knew with these same spirits. And that's the hopeful elect. And that's what's going to help us to endure all of the tribulation that we're going to go through that's going to keep us from crashing out. This comforter is going to be with us.
Part of that putting your remembrance is us acknowledging our offenses, you know, us knowing that we are Yasha Allah, we are the princes of the power. We pretty much they swept the covenant that the Lord made with us under a brother, you know.
You look at the brother, you know, the brother got stones on his neck. The brothers wasn't in the stones before in the work. Man, I ain't give a fuck about a stone when I was in the work.
You know, healthy eating.
None of that.
Jesus peace.
Fuck Jesus, man. Yo, bro, we used to go to the Chinese store and had a fake Rockefeller Chinese middle school, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You ain't know nothing about no sapphire. You know, no jasper. Which these are beautiful stones that represent the tribes of our forefathers. But now you coming in these things and you taking pride in these things. That's being part of the remembrance. It's clicking, and you feel it.
Yeah.
You see how bros with bands on their heads, and you read about how Solomon's men wore bands on their heads.
That's right.
I ain't used to like bands, but now it's just a thing that we do. It's something that's been tapped into your mind. Just want to do it.
Yeah, they not abhorring the herbs, as the scriptures say. Hey, we've been put back in that state of mind too. Hey, the herbs gonna kill all these elements that we have in our body. You know, so that's
Con, it's funny you should bring that out because we're entering a time where a lot of these witch shops are about to shut down. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not into herbs or herbs, then you're going to fall victim into whatever this devil brings forth in order for you to take.
Yeah, because you know, like some of us have elements where we have to go to fucking right. But us coming into this truth, we what's the best word? We don't have to go as frequent because we do the herb. You know what I mean? Certain things that you could take. Like I was under the weather, and the brother gave me some things, some oil I could just put on the back, you know, my back of my ear that ease the pain. You know, we learn these things. You know, speaking of like the gems and stuff, you know, when I was coming up, it was corny to wear silver. You know, you get clowned for wearing silver. You had that gold, white gold, you know what I'm saying? But now what we do our research, silver is so much beneficial to your body. You know, silver, and you can get real silver way better than real gold. It's hard to get real gold. You know, because real gold is good for you too, but that silver is for that vibration. You know, it can heal you. You don't even know it. So I try to keep silver on. You know.
Yeah, Colin, that's why this ministry is so beautiful and so important. The brotherhood is so important. I reached out to the brother, what's his name? Hana from LA. I reached out to him, you know what I'm saying, because he's a herbalist.
Okay.
So
Okay, cool.
my doctor ain't giving me my prescription. So I asked him for an alternative. And the brother just made a whole lesson
There you go. Come on.
based on my request.
There you go.
So that's why it's beautiful, bro, you know, to be in this ministry and learn from other bros.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. Like I said, also about who you know as well.
Yep.
So like you said, every bro, you know, every brother's not ended her, but if something did happen, it's the fact that you know a brother or you know somebody.
Yeah, the elder brother from Indiana, bro's on DMAS, but
Yeah.
he, you know, one of the brothers in one of the camps, his liver went bad. And he literally healed that brother through his knowledge and words. So literally prevented, take a picture.
I can see it.
Possible. Create.
Or he might just be
Yeah, he talking to.
But yeah, through his knowledge of herbs, he was able to heal that brother of a failed liver. You know how much he sold charge you and put you in his hospital for a failed liver.
Yeah, the medicine that's gonna make it work. The pills is bad as hell on your kidneys and liver. I know, man. It's like,
Everything else up.
And take the liver from you and make money off it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole business. You know, they'll tell you like he is like what he don't make money in curing.
hell,
He makes money in prolonging your situation. And so you got to keep going to him for your prescription.
The long
You got to
game.
keep going to the long game. He knows you're steady dying. I remember when I worked on a military base, and the military guys used to come in the gym. And there was one guy. It was the hospital one in Portsmouth, but he was stationed there because he had cancer. He had cancer. And he was telling me how the chemo did more damage to him than just dealing with the cancer.
the chemo kill you.
And he was just telling me, yeah, that's man, like I was done and get the chemo.
Yeah.
But why do they put you through that? It's all the money. It's all about money. It's all about money.
We say put a band-aid on.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, they ain't gonna give you the herbs to actually heal the cut. Nah, just keep taking this band-aid and covering up. Not letting oxygen get to it.
Yeah.
You know, because when you get a cut, at some point you're supposed to let it breathe. You gotta let it breathe. So you can get that scab, you know?
Yeah.
You know, one more thing, and back to your brother, I think you got more. But another thing in this truth, me personally speaking, I'm as a humble man, that is beautiful is learning the order and discipline. Man. That helps you go not just around brotherhood, but your daily walk, man. You know, some of us used to be hotheads, quick to pop up, quick to speak our mind. But when you come to this truth, you know that's the order is discipline. You can't just out talk. You know, you might get kicked out for saying the wrong thing. Or you take that with you as you know, even when you around these damn devils working, you know? You know? So you say something that you don't like, you so used to quit. I keep holding my tongue because they ain't gonna help. You know?
This you know, one of the best attributes you can have just in general.
Yeah, because when you know stuff, when you don't have a wise man don't feel the need always.
Exactly.
Because a wise man knows patience, he knows temper, he knows, hey look, you really want to answer something. I don't always have to shout out what I know. You look at any wise master of any skill, they're the quietest ones in any building. You go to a boxing gym, you go to a martial arts gym, you go to a basketball gym, you go to a football field, any type of craft or skill. You know, even carpentry, the quietest one in there is the one that knows the most. Anybody think that? And with that comes temperance and patience. That's why a lot of times when you read about Yahushua wouldn't even say that. If he did, he'll give you a very quick, direct answer. He wouldn't give you this long spiel of what it is and who he is and why is this way. A lot of times he wouldn't even answer certain individuals, man. Because when you know a lot and when you've been around a lot and you assess situations, you can smell the bullshit from a mile away. I'm not even about to give you an answer because the scriptures say don't cast pearls amongst the swine. And just by seeing your demeanor, I already know you swine.
You know?
So I'm not gonna waste the time getting into a discourse with you because that's gonna drain my energy.
Yeah.
You don't always have to cast everything you know to everybody. That it takes a wise man. That's what discernment is for. Not everybody is worthy of receiving the knowledge that you've been gifted with. Not even a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Not even knowing that they're Hebrew Israelite. Not everybody is worth knowing that.
Yep. Well, someone just niggas.
You don't have to tell everybody. You don't have to tell everybody the truth.
Right.
The Lord ain't telling everybody the truth. Scripture tell you, you can block their ears.
I got it.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, because ultimately it's us just feeding the flock. That's what we really here to continue to spread this wisdom and understanding to the elect. This is Acts 20 and 27. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, "For I didn't shrink from declaring all that Yahweh our power wants you to know." So God yourselves and Yahweh our power.
Yeah, he said, I haven't stopped from declaring you all the things the Most High wants you to know. Not everything I want you to know, not all the little wisdom and trinkets that I got. No, it's what, that's why that's the reason why we come out here in the fashion that we do, you know? Hey, so how we should be out shot can get their glorification, you know?
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? We prophesy and message.
Yeah.
You know? In other words, we prophesy in part. We don't know everything. We just know enough to do the job that we were given to do.
Right.
And you'd be going off if you try to see that you wasn't given.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, seeking things above your
You
means.
yeah, right. Your own strength.
Yeah.
That's how people go off. You know, because they're always trying to reach higher and higher and higher.
Right.
But that's not the gift that you were given.
Right.
So
You don't want to. You shouldn't desire to always just go high either, because the higher you get, the harder you fall, man.
yeah.
The more responsibility, the higher you get up, the more responsibility you have. So now you have to deal with what you've been given in your time to do the things you still got to do.
You know.
And now you got to manage it and be accountable for more. And that only increases as you move up with time. Huh? You know. So a lot of guys just want it for the look, just to look like fancy, but they don't want to deal with everything that comes along with that.
Yeah.
And that's what the Lord despises, man. A man that just wants to be high and mighty.
Right.
But you don't even know how to discern the issue between yourself.
Exactly.
So learn to manage 2 brothers, 3 brothers, 4 brothers, 5 brothers, 6 brothers, 7 brothers, 8 brothers, 9 brothers, 10 brothers, 100 brothers. You can't even discern what your own action.
Yeah.
But you just want the image of being the guy.
And that's what it says. And Moab had it says so God yourselves and Yahweh's people, feed the shepherd, Yahweh our power's flock, his church purchased with his own blood.
And that's why a lot of times you can't get.
Oh, I don't like this brother. He's rough for me. Like,
Well, Lord put him in that situation, maybe because he can handle situations that you can't. He's a better man than you. Yeah, but he talks like this, and I don't agree with him. This, beautiful. Lord put him in that position for a reason. You just gotta deal with it.
Right.
Brothers had to deal with certain camp leaders for years before the Lord moved them out. In your place, multiple camps had to deal with certain different camp leaders. A lot, brothers will be surprised how many camp leaders was gone out of GMS. Their brothers had to endure. This is out of what you've been taught and know is right and be in order, like you just talking about, and know your place, like you was going into our yard. And if a man is wicked, the Lord will remove him. But just because a man is rough and you don't agree with him, don't be here to elect. He's there for a reason. Whatever that reason is, it's above your pay grade. Just know where you at and be grateful that you're in the military. Oh, I can do better. No, you can't, because if you could do better, you'd be in that position.
Selassie, another thing we learned that because you spoke, I started. We learned to put our feelings into the side. It's not about feelings, right? It's about what is. You know, a lot of the reasons we feel the way we feel is because the way we might have been brought up, who we've been around. But remember, we taking off the old man. You know, we're around a whole new situation, man. You know, we're all fighting for the same thing. What? For salvation, for the kingdom, man. So you're going to be around people that have different backgrounds, the way they speak. You know, they might, you know, and we all in this flesh, so you know, he might lash out, you know, and that's something he got to work for. But if you know that he's sincere, this is your brother to the side of you that go every week is battling with you, man. So what if you feel how you feel this way, man? You know, pray for that brother. You know.
Yeah, even the disciples, they inquired of Yahushua who will be the greatest in the kingdom. And Yahushua brought a little child amongst them, which is showing them that humility and the pride, you know, which the scriptures say ain't made for man. You know, that just coming as a little child is the best thing you can do when you come to worship Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
And that's heavy too, because even the children now don't want to be children.
Nah, that's real. That's
So
real.
imagine an adult.
Yeah.
Children don't want to be children. So that's it seems like a light thing that he said that, but that's very heavy that he said that. That's the brother get that. Brother get that rule. Because that actually started, the brothers was actually kind of having an argument amongst themselves before he said that. They were having an argument amongst themselves before he said that. It's that ain't an easy thing to do. Be like a child.
Even the Lord is more humble than God.
Yeah. Because children, a righteous child obeys, doesn't question, whether they completely understand it or not, whether they fully agree or not.
Yeah.
They obey.
That's it, bro.
And they are able to be guided and trained like a sheep.
Yep. Yep.
Able, docile.
Yep.
You lead them to the slaughter. They'll just go. That's what the Lord requires you to be like.
Yeah, fools.
You don't want you to be headstrong like a goat. What about this?
Yeah.
Hey, why this happen?
Yeah, but
You always questioning shit. You always opinionated about shit. Are you a sheep or are you a goat?
that's it. It's
You headstrong. Go ahead. You got it, bro?
This is Matthew 18, starting verse 1. It says, at the same time came the disciples upon Yahushua, saying, who is this? Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them and
Yeah,
said,
because they were putting in the work. They hot shots.
God.
Because those men were on high levels, man.
Nah,
Disciples were on high levels. You know, so they look, I'm be that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is natural once bros to discuss. Sure. But Yahushua looks down like, because they had so much more they had endured. When Yahushua died, the men that were having that debate amongst themselves, they had to go through so much tribulation. And some of them denied the Lord.
It's real. It's real.
Not one, but 3 times. A lot, some of them hid. When they came to get Yahushua, you know, the wicked Pharisees, when they came to get Yahushua, someone rose, and not just disciples, you had many followers, man, during that time. A lot of people hid.
Yes.
Because they didn't want to be captured by the Roman soldiers, man.
Yep.
They said, oh, shoot. That's why Peter denied him. He was like, hey, the lady, she was like, I see you with Yahushua in the marketplace. No, you didn't see me. You didn't see me. Shut up, bitch. But you gotta understand, Peter got the rock, is the rock of the church.
That's it, bro.
Right.
That's it.
You know what the rock of the church is? That's what keeps the church there.
Yep.
That's there.
Yep.
If he denied the Lord, not once, not twice, but 3 times, what the fuck do you think you would be when your hour comes?
Exactly.
That's why prayer is very, very necessary. Because you're going to have a moment where you're going to be like, man,
Exactly.
I don't think that's true. If you're going to have that power, you're going to have that moment as well. That's how Satan operates. He operates in the realm of doubt. You're going to have, every brother is going to have a moment where they're going to be faced with, you betray your Lord. Do you go through what you got to go through?
I just like, say something, just like, sometimes we worry about where our next paycheck's gonna come from. Our next rent, we say, damn, man, I'm not gonna get out of my room. So, that's, what I'm saying? Face reality though. But we know at the end of the day, the Lord gonna have our backs. I know the lesson, this is just something small, so compared to what we about to work with. Like I said, the Lord just giving us samples about, shit get real.
For instance, you just had the 17-year-old Jake kid shoot up of school. Now they went into his manifesto and they found out his family are what they call Blackie Grizzle.
Right.
So now you're seeing that they're starting to run with that narrative more often than they were before. It used to be, you know, every other year they'll throw Hebrews like false people. Now it's happening more often, so they starting to ramp it up. So it's a drinking. So we're gonna get to a point where they're gonna fully demonize the ministry. And this guy Sneeko is one of the biggest streamers in the world. So when he puts on his platform, hey, I debated, he looked at it. I went on Twitter to see. Millions and millions and millions of views.
Thank God, black. Look at these fucking racist badass.
Whole world is against you. Whole world is against you.
See, I gotta get that picture.
And all it takes is just want to put it on his media.
That's all. That's it.
For the grandmas to see it, the granddaddies to see it, the uncles to see it, nephews, nieces to see it. Because they ain't built for this.
No, hell,
They need their job. They need comfort.
Yep.
They need survival. So anything that goes against that, they gonna turn on you in a heartbeat. You best believe it. We just talked about Job's wife.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what you said, the brotherhood being so important. Because if you don't have brothers there to you know be locked on with you, it's even harder.
Yeah.
It got so much to the point of doubt that they knew the Lord was going to resurrect. Because he told them that personally, and Matthew still questioning.
Yeah.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? You see the holes in my head? No. So it's normal for you to have them moments of doubt. They were doubting when they held the shot right there. And they seen the miracles firsthand.
That's why those things are written. So when that time of doubt does come, you know, as the scriptures say, things that were written aforetime was written for our learning. We got all these examples within the scriptures to show, hey man, they keep your faith intact. You know, don't let Satan attack you how he attacks you.
Because not every brother has the same Lord of faith. Not everybody is John the Baptist.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, you just go hardcore every day.
Come.
Nigga, kill me.
Yeah. No, it's real. It's real. It's real.
Not every brother has that. That's an immense amount of faith that that man was gifted with.
That's it. That's
So
it.
he only cared about, he didn't care about what he ate, really. He didn't care about
War. It's not
all he cared about was preaching Yahweh Shai. That's a crazy amount of
He
faith.
probably look crazy.
Nah, facts.
You know,
Exactly. You know,
he
say
probably look bugged out to people. Like how they look at us.
Yeah, you're taking honey things off the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nothing, you know?
yeah, exactly like those 7 sons and their mother.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
That's to distinguish that.
that's a heavy amount of faith.
That's what distinguish meant that the Lord is making though. He said, if I was of the world, you know, the world would love its own. We are not of this world, you know. And we're completely separate from the fashion of this world, you know. Yeah.
But if you have this, like the Lord said, you have this mustard seed that faith, though,
Yeah.
you can move out. So you ain't gotta have the faith that John the Baptist had. You just need a little bit of,
Yeah.
and that'll carry you where you need to go.
It's real.
You know.
It's real. That's why it's the faith at the end of the day that can get you by during this grace period. Of course, you know, we rehearse the righteous acts, but it ain't the law that's gonna get you there. You know, things that you're doing for the outward appearance, you know, it's the things you're building within yourself. You know, this whole thing we're a part of is a mental test. You know, that actions are required within the flesh. You know, so it's best to just build your mind up now. You got it right.
So like this Matthew 18:3, it says, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom.
So the Lord was telling Hebrew Israelites to be converted.
Yeah.
Convert to what? Well, that's really
Yeah.
So when you go into a convert and a proselyte,
No.
it's not talking about you changing your nationality
Exactly.
or you being adopted into the nation of Israel.
Yep.
It's talking about you being converted from a carnal man to a spiritual man.
That's it.
Accepting the spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's all it means. Converting into the true faith. Go ahead, brother.
And become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So it says, "Come as little children." So you have to. You can't be like, as the scriptures talk about, those old bottles that wouldn't receive the new wine. You know, which is these scriptures. Why? Because they got age on them. You know, they've been on this earth for a long period of time. You can't tell them nothing. You know, hey, I got all the answers. I got it figured out. Or even if they don't get all the answers figured out, it's like, no, I don't want to hear that. You know, that's why Yahweh Shah said you have to come as a little child because you got to watch all these things you learned here within this world and start fresh. You know, start fresh through the spirit of Yahweh Shah. You got to.
Yeah, if I can ask,
Yep, yep.
as a child, they're exploring, they're experiencing everything is new to them.
That's it.
So basically, when they're looking for some type of comfort, they go to their parents. They learning everything from their parents the proper way.
Yep.
Parents tell, oh, you shouldn't do this, you do that, and that is drilled into them, so they know, hey, this is good, this is bad. I need to follow this. Dad told me to do this, so I need to do this because Dad said that. And that's the type of spirit that you gotta have. You come and you serve the Lord. If the Lord tells you to do it, you know.
Another thing about kids, they don't know what fear is until they are hurt. They are fearless. You know what I'm saying? They'll touch, you know, let's say keep your hand from the stove. He want to touch the stove. They don't have a natural fear until they experience a certain level of pain.
Yeah, remember when the
That's a
kid,
beautiful boy.
you remember when the kid jumped from the top of the steps?
Yeah,
Superman
came off.
Yeah, he thought he could.
He said, ah.
Dad said, "Don't do that shit again." You know, but that's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
So what it's saying also, what the brother said, you know, kids when he puts his mind to anything. But I remember just the way I was as a kid, even just playing or learning something new. Hey, I jumped head first into whatever it was, you know, and that's what kind of kids do. They like sponges, you know, whatever it is, they just soaking it up.
Yeah, it ain't until you get programmed by
Yep, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Chucky.
It's crazy shit.
He goes to the
You
bed.
be programmed in your brain as a child, you're scared of dumb shit.
Yep.
Afraid.
Hell,
Satan. Yep.
you program at an early age.
I gotta send my great
Yeah.
great Satan gonna get that gonna get me.
Yeah.
It's programming, man.
That's it.
Splitting the pole,
Yeah, oh, that's through
Friday the 13th.
And even on a like financial level or just your dreams and aspirations, they tell you the fear stuff. You know, a lot of people that are successful in life is because they took a leap. You know, they fearless. You know? And he does that to especially to Jake. No, you can't do that. You just a nigga from the hood, whatever. You know.
Yeah, what are some of the best just movies in general? You know, those kid movies where kids on a journey, you know, he feels like I gotta accomplish, you know, whatever this task is that I'm a part of. That's the same mindset we have. You know, we have a task, as the scriptures, as the scriptures talk about how we're pilgrims, you know, we're on that spiritual journey. It's a task that we're a part of.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Don't go outside, you might get sick, it's cold.
Yeah, God, right.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know if it's gonna be cold outside, dress for the weather.
That's for the weather.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you know it's gonna rain, wear a fucking rain jacket, bring an umbrella. You know, but these are the fears, you know, that they're feeling to the people, you know, to have you on edge all the time. You shouldn't be on edge all the time.
Yeah. Well,
You know? Because if you sick, get your body right.
that's it. And that's what I was going to say. They push all this fear, but they never give you a solution. You know, if we fear how about y'all shot, but what comes with that at the end of the day? A solution and salvation. You know.
You know, growing up, it was always spiritual. But a lot of things that we actually just heard, it was always that they heard. We never really know, like, you know, we heard stories and everything that put that fear in us. And that's what we doing now. We trying to get y'all to hear this, you know, and put the fear in from the Lord. And this is Romans 10:17.
Sin causes fear too.
It's real.
You know, whenever you do something that you know you ain't got no business doing, you automatically lose confidence.
Yeah.
And that's even before you get into the truth.
Yeah.
Even when you did something as a child that you wasn't supposed to do, you automatically on edge, you're anxious, your anxiety is up, because you know you wasn't supposed to do. Stole candy out of a store, you know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. Your anxiety is up.
Mm.
So when you come to the truth, you know, you do something you ain't supposed to do, and you're not repenting, you're not working towards fighting your demons, you're gonna always be anxious and on edge.
That's real.
So when these people in the world are facing judgment or death or sickness, they get anxious. Their anxiety is up because they're not covered. They nervous. They scared. The demons are consuming them because they don't have a spirit. Yeah, that's what I'm shouting.
With something where we just sit, look, man, we ain't fucking scared of it. Oh shit,
And then that's me, and then
Yeah.
over. We ain't know that type of time, man. We live our life in fear of Yahweh Shema shot every day. That's who we fear. Yahweh by the Shema Yahweh shot.
You know what I'm saying? That Jacob gets sick and call it a year. Nah, you know what I'm saying? They do.
Yeah.
They get sick and call it, well, I can't go and do that because I got sick when I did it. Chalk it up, bite the bullet, go out there and continue to work.
Yeah.
You know, you got camps out there that just only go out during the good days. Well, Yahweh Shem Yahushua works in the good, the bad, and the so-so days.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do in that time when, you know, all hell's breaking loose?
Imagine if you got a form and you only work on it, you know, when you're feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
You won't never reap any goddamn thing. You gotta work the land every day. You gotta tend to the land every day. You gotta tend to the harvest. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna go out this day because I feel like it." Oh, it's real nice day. Oh, man. In season, out of season. It's what the Lord likens the ministry as what? You know, as laborers working in the vineyard. It's a constant labor. Not just out here. You know, brothers are constantly doing things towards the ministry.
Righteous things.
Righteous things. You know, whether it's putting up videos, whether it's doing charity, whether it's whatever. You know, brothers know the necessary things that a brother does in the brotherhood, but it's every day. It's not just like, even working on yourself in your personal life so you can be a better brother amongst trolls is part of it too. You know? Go ahead, brothers.
Yeah, because the scriptures talk about being an example to the flock. You know, if you're not, that's the scripture talk about when it says, measuring yourself when you do everything. You know, if you're not making yourself a good example, you know, and you're not beneficial to the body.
No. Romans 10, this is in NIV, it says, consequently, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message is hearing through the word of Yahushua Mashiach. And that's what we out here doing, just spreading the word, putting this faith, and you know, the true hopeful elect is going to take heed to this message and live their life on faith. You know,
The scriptures say, my sheep, they're my voice, you know, they follow it, you know, talking about their life. Yeah, more?
no,
You got it.
All right, so this is Matthew 8.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
All right, but we were speaking on fear earlier, right? Right. The opposite of fear is what? Faith, right? Right. The opposite of faith is doubt. You know what I'm saying the Lord didn't give us that spirit of doubt. That's a fucking demon. You know what I'm saying 2 Timothy 1:7 it says Yahweh Shem Yahushua has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Be not
Yeah, sound mind. You know, all day, at least it shouldn't be. Your mind should be played with voices.
Exactly.
That's demons. But the average individual, their mind is played with voices. Because they don't have a sound mind. The brother just read it. That's a gift from the Lord. He has to have a quiet mind. So, you know, and not thinking about some crazy ass shit 24/7.
That's what this place breeds, man. Just your mind's just in constant chaos and the ups and downs of the things you gotta pay and your family structure, your vehicle, you name it, man. Your mind is constantly just tossed to and fro. But knowing the end goal of all things, it gives you that sound mind, you know. So being that we're in the midst of all these things and we're playing just like the rest of them, we should great. You know,
We got this guy, DJ Academics, right? He's like supposed to be like the biggest, you know, hip hop guy. But now he's being ousted because he was caught on a stream with a 15-year-old boy and a couple other guys, and they're talking to the boy. They're saying, you know, what if you change your gender to a girl? You know, would you let a man fuck?
Exactly.
Like, oh, you say you look up to this guy. How about you want to massage? What if he was inside? It's like that. Like they kept saying weird gay shit to him. You know, but what is in your mind that even has you thinking to talk like that?
Yeah.
Not even just in general, but to a 15-year-old.
Yeah, they've been bogus the same way, you know.
What do you think about on a daily basis? That's your thoughts.
That's real.
And those things even come up.
Yeah, but you drink, he like, you drink the juice, the milk juice.
Dude, he's a grown ass man. Grown ass man with these type of thoughts. So now, so you have corrupted a 15-year-old. Because now he's been exposed. This shows you how 50 the world is. Now he's been exposed to a conversation that in a righteous world he would never be experienced. Experienced to. Right. And he can never take that out of his mind.
Now you consider it.
And that's how people are shaped. The experiences they have with corrupted individuals.
Yeah, that's why this Adam report. You know, that's why what influences, you know what I'm saying? That's why these influencers are dangerous, man. Like you said, ISP, the Costa, all of them, they be doing weird shit.
Yeah, they take a shower.
They get a little, putting their hands down each other's pants.
And I've seen something that said he accidentally popped out his yeah. And they got millions of kids that he's doing like a tour throughout South America right now where he's got all these people worshiping him. Dude was only like 20 years old. I shows me, but he's like a fucking world celebrity.
No, that's real.
He does the most wild, reckless shit, but their following is like 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
So people's kids are all, when they get off of school, when they're in school, they're looking at these guys. They're looking at these streamers. Yeah. So when you look at them, they got millions of people watching them. Those are the kids that are watching these guys. Yep. And Esau is using these guys to show the kids, porn.
Yep.
Yeah, like
highly sexual activities.
Yep.
Gay shit. Yeah. It's not normal to play gay.
Yeah.
But they made it normalize it with two dudes together and they're joking about each other.
Now, mind you, just because they're famous too, that's why, certain things they can get away from YouTube. Like you said before, you know what I'm saying? For him, we showed that he should have been automatically back. Scout should have been gone.
Yeah.
But see, YouTube, like you said before, they gave him a slap on the wrist, but it was like any other YouTuber that, not that famous or, saying like income, they would have, they would have shut down your channel.
Which shows you it's being controlled.
Yeah.
Because they'll take away our channel just for speaking about it. It took me, 4-5 years to get my whole channel. Yeah. They wouldn't even listen to they wouldn't even open my email at first. I guess now they say, all right, we'll let you right. But after they deleted, they gave it back to me after they deleted half my fucking shit.
Exactly. They took my page for like 2 years, remember? And they said it was permanent. And then all of a sudden, the Spirit told me to check, put it right back up.
Yeah, because that stuff it doesn't go away. It's on a cloud database, just like TikTok. So they turn TikTok off and turn it back on. Everybody still had their followers, but the app completely went black.
Yeah.
But as soon as they turn it back on, everything's because it's on the clouds and nothing ever goes. As soon as it's on that database, it's there forever.
Yeah.
It's never go.
Yeah. Right.
Your MySpace they still have all that shit is in a file somewhere.
You still got that shit.
They still got all of that.
You can't get to that. But they
They
can't.
can turn MySpace on right back down to your profile the same way it was when you was in fucking.
Look at it. Dumbass picture. Stupid ass phone.
Long ass t-shirt.
I had you was not that much.
Hey, look, I hear that. She was the one back then.
What's it smart? Yeah. Put a little music on. Where's all that?
I had the definition for sound mind. It says admonishing or calling to soundness of mind, moderation and self-control. And it says discipline. And I had another definition. The brothers have brought out mental fortitude, which goes into having a sound mind. It says the ability to stay strong and resilient when faced with challenges.
And that's ultimately what the elect is going to have at the end of the day. They're going to have that mental fortitude that's been, as we went into yesterday, predestined and ordained since the foundation of the world, where nothing is going to separate them from the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, whether it be famines, war, anything of that nature,
Yeah, Con, I mean, you're going to have a sound mind to deal with the regular shit that's about to happen.
Simple, but
You know what I'm saying? Your mind has actually have to be in a different perspective on everything you see. You know what I'm saying? Because when everybody's losing it, you're going to have to keep it together.
Yep.
You got it, bro.
It says, why is mental fortitude important? It can help you stay calm and focused in dangerous situations. It can help you make better decisions.
Wisdom and knowledge.
It says it can help you make better decisions under stress. It can help you avoid stress responses like panic or denial. It says it can help improve.
Panic or denial.
Yep.
Doubt.
Yep.
Sound mind keeps you from doubt.
Yep.
That's why you gotta use this wisdom. You gotta use wisdom. You gotta use this time to get as much, going to the history. Because the group should pay. So, bro, the group should pay. No, go ahead.
It says it can help improve your physical health. It can help reduce your risk.
Because that goes in what you're saying. We care about the herbs. When you have a sound mind, when you attain wisdom, you understand that, yeah, I need to keep my body in, at least if it ain't gonna be in 100% great shape, not as much as I can get it. You know what I'm saying? Whether that requires you exercising a little more, changing your diet, eating a little better, incorporating things in your diet that helps, keep your blood pressure low, all this stuff. Give you a healthy heart, healthy brain.
Oh, that's the spirit. That's what it says. It says it can help reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, and dementia.
Everything we're saying is true. The wicked even agree. So now is the time to man back over what the body was saying. Now is the time to get it. While you can still get this information.
A little bit more.
Go ahead, bro.
I'll say a little bit more about it. It says, what does mental fortitude involve? It says having the strength to keep going when you're tired or don't feel like it, being able to get back up and keep fighting after you've been knocked down, staying focused on your goals, avoiding procrastination, and then it says being able to manage your emotions and stay in control under pressure.
You brought that out. The just man falls 7 times, get back up. A lot of times, bros don't feel like, well, I'm not gonna say we don't feel like it. We might be under the weather when it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for us to come out, but we still do it. We know the end goal. We know what we want, and we fighting for what we want. So
Yeah, Khan, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna be the one that's gonna lay in the middle of the battlefield and saying, I'm done. I panic.
Exactly.
I can't go no more.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna be that brother that's gonna be like, yo, let's go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Adrenaline.
Yep.
Yeah,
What was it? To this day.
Yeah, Con.
Deontay Wilder?
the boxer, yeah.
Now, remember when he knocked the Jesse down? I mean, boom. It looked like he was out for the count. But something in him, and I believe he's Jake.
Now you're Jake.
The spirit, the gypsy dude,
Yeah.
I forget his name. He just popped up like the Undertaker. Tyson Fury. Yeah, he just popped up like the Undertaker. And he looked like it was over.
Yeah, right.
But something in him said, boom, nope. And he ended up, well, I think that was a draw, but he should have won that.
The battle's not over. Because the scripture says, at the end, the same shall be saved. In other words, you got to do this until the end. This ain't a quitting game.
Yeah.
Yes,
because we don't know if we're going to be saved. Christianity, I accepted Jesus, so I'm saved. How do you? They ain't not happy yet. How do you know you saved? The destruction ain't happy yet. We know the Lord, how the Lord coming back. He coming back with fury, anger, and fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why we continue to do this, because, hey man, we was niggas in the world, yo. You know what I mean? We trying to right our wrongs and try to get on that ride.
Yeah, come. Those are gonna be the ones you see walking in the middle of the street talking about I can't be touched.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, don't doubt that you don't see that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have some idiot thinking that they can't be touched going through, the times that's coming.
Lord.
That's gonna be one of them guys that you're talking about a lot.
Yep. You're right. We making peace in time of trouble.
I got a precept. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and 3. It says, therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
That's the same thing the Lord told Job. Gird up your loins as a man. So that's the same thing the Lord's telling us. Hey, through Job's situation, hey, no matter how hard it gets, you gotta continuously be a soldier for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And build up yourself and be that spiritual soldier for the Lord.
Don't you cry? What's the name? Or Ezekiel's wife?
Don't you cry?
He told him to go pray. Go prophesy the next day.
That's it.
He didn't even give him a warning.
Don't you cry?
Yep.
Salaki, going into like a certain a woman, if she was conquered, like let's say for going back into the law, she was conquered, her people was took it down. She gets 3 months to mourn for her parents.
You get a mourning period. Yeah, that's just within any culture. But it's part of our heritage too. You know, but he said nah. Even Yahweh Shah said fucking mourning period.
Yeah, he said,
He said that.
I'm on.
Yeah, I got some more. Verse 4 says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
There you go. Because it's gonna come a time where you ain't gonna have time anyways to start in and marvel at the dead or marvel at people who get judged.
Right.
You just gonna have to focus on the path the Lord got you. If you watch The Walking Dead, it was the first couple seasons of Walking Dead.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah,
That's like prime time television.
we got later.
Yeah, we got later. It fell off.
Yeah.
Nigga with them dreads.
Yeah.
Tiger. Yeah. Well.
Got it.
Yeah. But the first couple seasons, it showed you like anybody that was like distracted or fucking trying to help every fucking body.
Dad.
Nigga, you guys. Go.
That's why
Gone.
Denzel ain't want that woman to walk with her in the Eli.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be more of a burden.
Which it showed you because that was a trap.
Yeah.
They had a trap set up with them.
Yeah.
The little cannibal.
Yeah.
We showed imagine you were dumb the mother. Oh, let me help. You're not perceiving the territory. Everything is evil. You can't just be helping random people. Let me stop in the middle of nowhere and just help. Help me.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Gotcha, nigga.
Then you got the movie, what was it, The Road, was it? Yeah. And the girl knew she was gonna be a burden, so she just walked out there saying, I gotta go. Cause you know, remember he had the son. It's like, I gotta go because I ain't gonna be no good. You know, I'm gonna be worse for you.
Yeah. Some watch her get raped.
Yeah.
You gotta
Basically just crashed out.
If you got a woman and she's not protecting anything, you gonna watch her.
Yeah.
So watch her. But that's what they gonna do.
Yeah.
Look, man, your gun ain't gonna save you with that thing. I'm sorry. You can't start no clans coming. It's gonna be clans running around. Why are there people painting face? They show you in the toilet.
Yeah.
It's Comic-Con niggas.
He really wanted to do
They want to do this shit. Yeah, I see this show. He got a sword on his waist. This shit like this wild. And he really like he really sees that guy. So it's no help like when she like plans and windows or some joking Harley Quinn shit.
Batman.
Coming for people, man.
Yeah, right.
Back up.
Yeah.
You shoot one, the next one jump on you.
Yeah.
That's my brother.
Motherfuckers got traps set up and shit.
The first, right? And that was just one day out of the year that all these crazy people can get out a twisted fantasy. One day out of the year. So imagine when all hell breaks loose and they know police ain't coming, sir. They no more now. You can't pick up a phone. You know what I mean? What you think gonna happen? They're gonna be full-fledged, like you said, character. You know, and doing whatever they please to do. Yeah. So you know that when 7 women shall cleave to 1 man. You gotta be smart about that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got more on that, bro?
Because a woman is always a lit.
Yeah.
Man, you got your daughters with you.
That's real.
I'm speaking for the average nigga in the world. I ain't speaking about brothers. But you got daughters with you. Free.
They changed. They ran over the shit on the ground. Crocodiles.
You tell me,
Cool.
back up, get behind me, man. Back up.
Look that way, you got
Man, so none of that.
They get thrilled by that shit.
Yeah, they get real when you fighting back.
They
They sick, so they'll take a bullet.
Morphine.
That show Game of Thrones. I forget the bastard. He was in the North, and basically there was another son that was basically he was real cool with the Starks. So basically, Greyjoy. He had this obsession with women. He couldn't control his ride, so basically he set him up. He put 2 women in the chamber, and the third ended up taking his ride. And then he had the woman set him up to make him want to escape. When he escaped, he got thrilled over him trying to escape, and then he would constantly just torture him, making him think that he had a way out, and he did it.
Yeah, he just got thrilled off of watching you Cause he even when he raped his sister,
Uh-huh.
he made him watch it because just for the thrill of
Right.
his sister was a virgin. He said, "I'm gonna make you watch me take."
Oh, that was the
sister."
start.
Yeah.
That was the start.
Yeah,
Sounds like
yeah,
a start.
he said,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna make you watch me take your sister to the
That
You
shit
got
crazy.
sickos like that, bro.
That's right.
Yeah. So the Lord said, "Oh, like it's gonna be a day like never before, and you gonna have all types of wild shit. You got wild shit going on now. The niggas set the old lady on fire. Got out the train, sit down.
Nah, facts. Watch.
The cops is walking around. He watching this shit.
Mhm.
Then he gets up. Saw a fan of him. Like he was getting off in the whole shit. And this is what society's still up and running. Like people going to vote, people see their children in school. Imagine when shit is totally.
Remember when the man raped the girl on the train? Yeah, in front of everybody. And nobody.
Yeah, nobody else.
Nobody got up and did shit.
That's real.
So, and like you said, now it's still supposedly laws,
Yeah.
police and all that. You know what I mean? You got different branches of law enforcement, and that shit happens. So imagine when it's gonna be the police getting their shit off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Because New York is it's a police station.
Oh, yeah.
There's police everywhere.
Yeah.
Subway police, street police.
He just on this.
But you see police bugging out. Now police, you got videos of police rolling blunts up, looking around. You know what I mean? You know, they tired. You know, they job.
They be on TikTok live. I be seeing on TikTok live in the car.
Yeah, still good. Fuck, I give a fuck about that job.
Crazy ass time, and the police on TikTok give a fuck.
I seen that the girl cop, she was facing the point, hitting it hard, dude, recording. You can tell she was going through something. She hit it. You know, ain't even breathing. You know?
Goddamn lights.
Yeah. Yeah. You got more on that, brother? No.
Yeah, I had something different. I was checking this.
So let me get this just to add on. You know, we speaking about how it's going to get hard and tough out here, and it's going to feel hard for us and things we're going through. But we remember our end goal. This is 2 Corinthians 4:17. It says, "For our light affliction, what is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are not seen are temporal, which are seen are temporal, Salakia. But the things which are not seen are eternal."
If I can just read this real quick, and I just want to add a point to it. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1, and it says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." So it went into like a time like never before. When you go back to the heavy persecution that happened to the prophets, and one of the fairy stories I like to read about, speaking about Antipas, you can read about on Revelation 2nd chapter. Basically, him being a person who was put to death, he was put into a bull, and that bull was set on fire. And basically, what it said in the history that he believed on the Lord so much that like he came out of the bull, you couldn't even see like burns on him, whatever the case. The Lord took the spirit before he actually felt it. But the point being is, this prophet was basically set on fire. So these things happening now, just imagine how worse it's going to get. And they said that it was a light affliction. That's light unto the Lord, right? You know, so we about to enter some times you don't know what you may face.
Yeah, because the Lord doesn't look at, you understand, the flesh, everything that we see and that we go through is everything to us. We only live, you'd be blessed if you live 80 years, 90 years. What is that in the sight of eternity? So the Most High don't look at your life as like, if he punishes you or judges you, he don't look at it as, yeah, it's drastic. But to you it's drastic because your life is so short and, and so you really don't got shit going on.
Yeah.
But to the eternal power, he knows that he has your spirit. So he can take your body, but keep your spirit, put your spirit in another body. He's been doing it from generation to generation. That's what reincarnation is. Your spirit never dies. Your flesh goes back to the earth. Your spirit goes back to the power source. When the creator is ready, he puts your spirit in another vessel. Your spirit always lives on. So when you go through judgments, the most High don't look at it as, I have destroyed my creation, you know.
Hey, I seen
You live on forever.
That's what
You're a part of him.
You know, I seen they showed when the sperm hits the egg. Did y'all see that? And you see the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we've seen videos of when people give up the ghost. And you look at it from a different light, that light, that orb. So and then goes to the Heavenly Father. So it never, like you said, brother, the spirit never dies. The flesh. It's just the flesh, you know what I mean? So yes, when the brother's talking about reincarnation, you know, you don't die and come back a dog. You know what I mean? A fucking butterfly or some shit. You know, you go to the Heavenly Father, and then he shoots you back down in another vessel.
I was gonna say generation. Going back, gene, generator. It's a constant circuit.
Of that same tribe.
Yeah, it's a circuit. So you go.
Excuse me. Are you finished?
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Can you just explain that to me again? Reincarnation. That's all. Just explain it to me again. How that works.
You know, matter of fact, you know, it's one of the Psalms too.
Like say when the spirit goes up. Say the spirit goes up. The spirit goes up.
You know,
I just want to be clarified.
no, go ahead.
Say the spirit goes up, and then Lord puts it in another vessel, right? Now that vessel that he puts that spirit in, does that vessel already have a spirit, or is it an empty shell? Like, is that vessel already with a spirit living, or is it an empty shell and he puts a new spirit in there?
So for instance, right,
Okay.
you're in a vessel right now, right? Your body can change. You can lose an arm, you can lose a leg, your face can be deformed, your flesh can change at any moment, which what's inside of you always stays the same, right? So if something was to happen to you, let's say, you know, you passed away with it. Then your thoughts, all of that, it's your spirit. So it's going to go back to the source. Now the vessel itself is going to stay where you know it's formed at. When you go into Genesis, it says we were made from soil of the earth and from the waters. That's why your body is made up of like 90% water, right? And when you die, some people get cremated, but when you die, it goes back to what? The soil where it came from. So when it's time for you to get put to a new vessel, the brother was talking about the sperm thing, right? When people have sex and shoot out all these sperm that's just trying to reach the egg. Whichever one reaches the egg, the Lord determines. He has a spirit. He says, "Okay, put you in this person." That's how he makes that decision. Where he's going to put you, who he's going to put you in. But your spirit, he controls the spirits. He's the father of the spirits. So you don't have no control over what woman or man gets together and when you're going to end up in that burial. The Lord is saying, okay, I want them to be your parents. So you might have died in the 1500s, come back in the 2000s, and he'll say, okay, it's time. I want this spirit to be back on earth during this time. And he'll put you in that person. Now you're formed into a new vessel. As soon as that life hits that air,
Okay, I got it.
now it's being formed into the womb and it's grown, right? You kind of understand?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's all you have.
Now we're gonna break it down to the
Mama Shots, you won't come back in another tribe. You will always come back as your tribe. So in other words, if you're an Israelite,
it did happen because
who is that?
David, he was Moses in reincarnation. He was a Levite.
no. I'm talking about
A different nation.
you will come back as an Israelite.
Yeah.
You won't come back as an
12 tribes. Yeah.
no. You won't come back as an Edomite.
Yeah.
You won't come back as an Edomite.
Right.
You will come back as an Israelite. That's what I wanted to
Yeah,
get.
you'll never change your nationality that the Lord has given you, your biblical nationality. That's a spiritual thing.
Yeah, because even Job said in the heavens, even the wicked cease from troubling. So even the wicked understand that they're the wicked. The Israelites understand that they're Israelites. So on and so forth.
But let's get these reincarnation scriptures.
You want to get Numbers 14?
Let's get Isaiah first.
The third and fourth generation.
Yeah.
This Numbers 14 and 8.
Numbers
18. And it says, the Lord is long suffering and great in mercy, forgiving the iniquity and the transgression. You know, so how is that? You know, because sin is sin ultimately brings about death. You know,
The
so
wages of sin is death.
that's it. That's the water, brother. So how are you being forgiven from that iniquity? The Lord brings you back and you live out on the earth forgiven. Let me read it one more time. It's Numbers 14 and 18. It says, the Lord is long suffering and great and of great mercy, forgiving iniquities and transgressions, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, upon the third and fourth generation.
So he said he punishes the fathers and their children in the third and fourth generation. So your great grandfather passed away.
Yeah.
The third or fourth generation grandson will pay for what the great grandfather did.
Yeah.
Why is that though?
Yeah.
Because it's actually the great grandfather coming back through that lineage, right? Now the Lord can change it up if he wants to. That's not a definite though.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have to always
Third.
he doesn't always have to punish the seed. He doesn't always have to send you back at the third or fourth generation. He can keep you longer.
Correct.
That's his discretion. He just giving you, the basis of how it's done.
Yeah.
You come back every other couple of generations down the line. And he don't always have to send you exactly down the same lineage either.
Yeah.
It's all in the Lord's discretion. Like I said, he's the father of the control of the spirits. Nobody has control over him. He can do what he wants at the end of the day. But he gives us a kind of basis of understanding the way he does things a little bit. You ain't gonna never be able to fully understand it, but he lets us know, okay, there is such thing as reincarnation.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
I got Ecclesiastes 3 and 20. It says, all go unto one place, all are of the dust.
Yeah, everybody goes to one place. Even if you're a murderer or adulterer, you go to the same place a righteous person is. Because the spirit, you can't harm a spirit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You only feel pain in the flesh. If you chop my finger off, I'm gonna feel it.
Right.
But my spirit is not feeling the pain. The body is tied. As long as the spirit is tied to the body, you feel pain. But once the spirit leaves the body, you at rest.
Yep.
It don't matter what you did in the earth. You at rest. You get judged once you go to the judgment seat, and you play out your judgment on the earth where you feel pain at. So when people say, well, you die, you go to hell and you burn alive, you can't burn a spirit. You can't set fire on fire. When the body dies, what happens? It gets cold, because the heat has left the spirit. You can't burn a fire. So when somebody does something wicked and they say, "Oh, they're gonna go to hell," no, they're not. They're gonna go back to where they came from, which is the Father. They're gonna go before the judgment seat. The Father is gonna judge them, and He's going to determine what He does with that spirit when He sends it back on the earth. You may be born blind, you may be born handicapped, you may be born in a very dire situation, but that's your judgment for what you did in your past. Like, it's not always necessarily the same, but the Lord can do that because He's the Most High.
It says, all go into a place, all are of the dust, and all turn to the dust again.
Exactly.
Who knoweth the spirit of man that goes upward, and the spirit of beast that goes downward to the earth?
Yeah, and that's what brother was, I think it was you, were saying, ain't nobody come back and be a fucking monkey or a lizard or a snake or something like that, because they.
Now, Lockamore was saying, okay.
The Lord made a distinction between the beast and men.
Yeah, because in like Hinduism or like East Asian culture, they know about reincarnation. They never lost that idea, but they have a misconception about it. They think they can come back as a tree or a dog or somewhere else, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But at least they know about reincarnation, because a person that knows about reincarnation, they're more spiritual than somebody that doesn't. They'll be more aware of what they do on the earth.
You know that old saying, "You've been here before." You know what I mean? When somebody say you've been here before, you a throwback. You know what I mean? But we all been here before. You know what I mean? It's just that, and it's just me humbly speaking.
I'll say it.
You know, that spirit might recognize that spirit. You know, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that's kind of, I can't prove it, but I feel like the brother quoted is kind of deja vu. You know?
Yeah.
Brothers I be chilling with brothers, and I'm like, damn, I feel like, you know, you ain't got a brother.
No, I'm on.
Okay, come.
You got John?
He got John 9. That's the spirit.
John chapter 9:1, it says, and Yahushua passed by, and he saw a man which was blind from birth.
Yeah, so this man was born blind. So people would be like, man, that's fucked up. He was born blind. Why he got to be born blind? Why he didn't get a chance to see? Which is it's a righteous question, you know. Go ahead.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents?
So they understood reincarnation because they asked the Lord, who sinned, him or his parents?
They
He
became
paid for his sins in his past life. Because remember, he was born blind. So he can't pay for something if he was just born blind. It's either something he did or his parents did. So they asked him, is it his sins he's paying for or his parents' sins? So they understood reincarnation. You got like,
It says, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh Shem Yahushua should be made manifest
there
in
you
him.
go, and that's what I was telling you. It don't always have to be a judgment or something you did. The Lord can do what he wants with the spirits. But just know you are reincarnated. And that's why you have to fear the Creator. Because he can do what he wants. The Lord he can show favoritism. He can have King David eat the showbread of the Levitical priest and not punish him, but then turn around and punish Uzziah, right, for setting up incense in the temple. Because that was the job of the Levites. You wasn't supposed to, only the Levites were supposed to set up offerings in the temple to the Lord. That was their job given. Uzziah took it upon himself because he was king and sent up the incense, and the priest got on him, they rebuked him, and he got judged. He got leprosy put on him. But David was able to eat the showbread. So the Lord shows favoritism. He can show one man favoritism and don't show the other man. Because they both was kings of Judah.
That make the Most High righteous.
Does that make sense?
He had mercy on who he had mercy.
Power forbid.
Who are you to tell him to do his own creation?
Yeah.
Same thing, even Yahweh, he came. His favorite was John. Not John the Revelator. His favorite was John. Right? And Peter got jealous, and even some of the other bros. It's an account where they're like, why you always get on us telling us to go, do things, and John just gets to sit and chill with you. And he told them, don't worry about what John do, go do what I told you.
Right. Supposed to show you the Lord in favor.
Now the average person would say that ain't fair.
What I said about feelings?
Yeah.
You don't tell your master what's fair and what's not. You teach your master.
Obey.
Take your feelings out of this.
It's just like your woman, right? In our heritage, your woman is supposed to refer to you as her Lord, which means master. Our Lord is known as what? King of kings, Lord of lords, which means there's other kings and there's other lords. You're a lord over your wife. You're a lord over your children. Their job is supposed to obey you. They're not supposed to question. So when this relationship they have today where women are able to question their man and debate with their man, that's wickedness. It's just like us trying to question our creator. Why? It's like, that's wickedness.
Yeah, you got so much lordship in the ancient world over your woman to the point where if she made a prayer to the Heavenly Father with oath to the Heavenly Father,
right.
you can disannul that, which should just show the power that the man has over the woman.
You can literally sell your daughter to a man without even knowing anything about the man. That's your property. That's in the law. If you saw a man that you like and said, I like this man, this is a decent man, he got a trade, he got some land.
She has no say so.
She ain't got it ain't none of her business. That's your property. That's your daughter. That's your possession. You go out and you conduct this. You go find out who that man is. Find out who his parents is, and you make a deal with the father. You make a contractual agreement with the father. We're exchanging households. I'm giving my daughter to your son. Give me my dowry, and my daughter will come into your house. Y'all make that deal. You go back to your home. Daughter, prepare for marriage. She don't know who she's marrying, and that's where the whole tradition of the veil thing. Because they weren't even supposed to be knowing who they were supposed to be marrying in the first place. Now they don't. Nowadays you done had sex with the woman. You done took her to Ruby Tuesday a million times. And she got, but she going with a veil down her face, like you ain't seen her.
All white.
You seen her a million
To
times.
represent purity.
You seen her a million times, but she got a veil on her face. No, the whole covenant was because you never seen her before. So when she came to you, she unveiled herself. Oh, this is who my father put me with.
Yeah, when you do that in this day and time, with
Those same traditions are being done in the East.
That's all I was about to say.
Those same traditions are being held throughout the rest of the world other than the West.
Well, and that's
So
what
I'm saying, you guys.
the scripture.
When you,
No, it's certain. Well, that's a whole.
when you guys do it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic, but it goes into certain laws. Yeah,
When you keep that law, or you're saying
certain laws. It's just not expedient.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was gonna say. The scriptures, as the scriptures say, all things are lawful unto us, but not expedient.
We're just showing you the righteous way of our heritage. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta follow the. We have to follow the law of the land.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have to follow.
You can't even marry without getting a marriage license of the government.
See, that's why
That ain't even righteous.
Yep.
You're not supposed to have another nation ruling over your marriage and in between your marriage.
Exactly.
And you get a divorce, you got to go to their courts. That's not in the Bible.
Let's make it
That's how you know
covenant
they
with
know
the
the
heathen.
scriptures because they got a law called the common law of marriage. Basically, you with your woman for 7 years. In the eyes of the court or the state, y'all are considered married.
Yeah, Virginia has that.
You know? What shows you, going back to the scriptures with Jacob, what happened? He had to work 7 years. And he got his wife.
Hey, and what's 7 spiritually with the 7?
Completion.
You know, this thing is beautiful.
Yeah, so you're Lord over everything that basically what the Most High did with man, because when you go into Genesis, it says he made man in his image. Every man is supposed to be an individual Lord over his own tribe. So once you get a woman, which you can have multiple wives, that's another thing. Once you start your family with your kids, that's your Lord over all of that. That's your domain. That's your king. You look at a lion in the wilderness.
You savannah.
Yeah, he's a lord over his flock.
His pack.
His pack. His pride.
you can have multiple wives, right? I mean, in this,
It ain't
Yeah,
no odds.
it ain't
you
work.
can have multiple wives.
If you would have multiple wives right now, you wouldn't be breaking a commandment in the Lord's eyes, but you would be seen as foolish in the Lord's eyes because you're not under a time where for one, you can't provide for multiple wives.
That's in the scriptures.
So one of the laws says if you take another wife, you have to be able to
sustain.
provide her food, her raiment, and clothes. You get 5 women, how the hell are you gonna provide for 5 women? You don't have the necessary means to do that. So it's food. Not only is it foolishness, but you're breaking the law because you can't provide for each one equally.
How do you feel about that, though?
Even also, like I was gonna say, even with that, those wives gonna have children. You gonna be able to find 5 women and then children from all those different wives. That's a lot of.
That's 10 people right there.
You don't pay that fucking good.
What is your feeling on that, though? Man, lawfully can have more than one wife.
Even that, no, jealousy is well.
But will I say this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe my wife is my property or any woman is a man's property. I don't get that.
Are you believe in the Bible?
No, he said that's what you
To a certain degree.
I thought you were a Bible believer.
No, yeah, to a certain degree.
Because in the Bible, every a lot of the righteous men had multiple wives.
Right.
Abraham, Jacob, David, and Solomon. I mean, it's a very long list.
I think the men who wrote the Bible in some cases are narcissists, and I think the Bible is very, narcissistic when it comes to men and women.
What's your definition of narcissism? Because everybody got a different definition.
You know that a man, a woman's my property.
Well,
A woman that's my property.
That's a narcissist. That's a narcissist.
Or a man who believes that he's always in charge. A man who believes that he rules. A man who believes that, a woman is somewhat beneath him.
So you think a woman should be equal to you?
To a certain, yeah.
So
to a certain.
So were you married?
Yeah, I'm married.
So okay,
Equal and equality is two different things.
Okay.
Equal and equality is two
So
different things.
in your you know, not to get too deep into your own personal life, because that's none of my business. But let's make up an imaginary.
But I'm not knocking it. I just don't rock.
Yeah,
it.
I'm,
Yeah, that's all. I just
understand.
don't rock
Let's
it.
let's
I'm not-
let's say there's a scenario where you and your woman, and you know there's a matter you both disagree on, but
Say it again. We both disagree.
you both disagree on this matter, but you're strong-willed in wanting this done your way, right? And she's strong-willed and wanting it done her way. Whatever the scenario is, you can make it up. Who has the final say? How do you come to if both of you are on the same level? How do you come to a final say? If you both disagree wholeheartedly, but you both want it done your way, and it has to be done, who has the final say? Because it has to be done, but you both can't agree on that question.
Come to
Because there's no
come to some type of compromise.
you can't always come to a compromise because there's some situations where you come on, man, you done live long enough.
Or
You know
even
that.
if I say, okay, you take the lead to my if even
So
if
you
I
don't
take
make
take to my wife,
Lord
you
Carter,
take the lead.
So that means she's
That's still a
ruler.
compromise. And even if she says, "Oh, hey, honey, you take the lead," that's still a compromise.
But you're
So-
always the leader.
Hmm?
You're always the leader.
Yeah, but just because I let her get the final
You
word,
see, and there's a key word. You let her.
yeah.
So
So you're basically agreeing with us without.
In denial.
So when can I ask a question? When you got married in front of a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
and you believed the vows. You truly believed in the vows.
Did I believe in the Bible?
Yeah, do till death do us apart.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's how I'm
Yeah,
supposed
but
to
he
do.
don't say
No, but so how do you, I'm asking you the truth. You know, don't say what sounds good. I'm asking, how do you truly feel? Did you truly believe the words that the pastor had you recite and your wife recite? Did you believe in it? Or
At
do
that
you
time-
believe in it? I said.
At that time, well, actually, I can't even remember what they would said.
Well,
But I know what you're saying. At that time, I did believe it.
because one of the vows is when we speaking to your wife, he's saying, do you promise to obey?
Hmm?
And she said, or I would assume she said yes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the reason for that? If you believed in that, if she's obeying you, what does that make you over her?
I mean, you can manipulate that the way just because Jack said that. I know what you're saying. Just because it says obey,
But that's not manipulation.
just because it says you're supposed to obey. I mean, because
It's the same. If I can add, brother, it's the same thing. For an example, if you're working at a job and your boss says, "Look, these are the rules or the regulations that you have to follow. You have to obey those rules. If not, you will get terminated. There's consequences with that. You have to come to work at this time. You got to punch out at this time. You have to wear this proper clothing, or whatever the case may be. You have to obey those rules. So, a woman, she has these duties. When she becomes a wife to her husband, she has to obey these.
we have a problem anyways because he's I didn't know that you had this belief, but you believe that you know men that wrote the Bible are narcissists, and you don't fully subscribe to the Bible, so you know
I'm being on certain, on certain.
yeah. So we don't even
Yeah,
on
on
the
certain-
matter of
on
us going
certain
down
things.
anything else
on certain
Hold on,
things.
brothers. Because you know the basis of everything that we stand on is the Bible. We're not up here to really give you our personal how we feel about it, because at the end of the day, everything that we base our opinions off of is on the Bible. So read the scripture of Matthew that I put up there. Even though you may believe it's been written by a narcissist, we believe it, so we're gonna read it.
It's Ecclesiasticus, which is Sirach, chapter 36 and 24. It says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest."
So the scriptures taught us that a man that gets a wife gets a possession. If you go into the word possession, it means property, something that you own. So that's why we believe what we believe. Now, we can't force that belief upon you.
Right.
You can only read it like how we just read it, and it's up to you to accept it. You know, we're not out here to say, "Yeah, you gotta accept it." That's you live longer than a lot of us up here. You your own man at the end of the day. But we believe what we believe. You believe what you believe. You believe in your house that your woman should have equal say in everything that y'all do. And
Yeah,
you that's your household.
Yeah.
It's not for me to get into your household and say you doing it wrong. You know, I'm telling you out here outside of your household what a man should be. You know, if you go back to your house and you rule your house that way, that's your business. You know, I can't force this on you. I don't have that power.
But don't get me wrong. There's times where you know, every man has to take charge. You know what I'm saying? There's times when a man does take charge, but everything that we talk about or everything that we do, I don't have to have the final word. I don't have to be the man that says nay or yay in everything that we do in
I
our
agree.
relationship.
I agree. You all right on that, but at the end of
I
the
don't
day,
have to be that.
you're right on that. You can take advice from
It's
your
a
woman. We're
mutual-
not saying that you don't ever listen to your woman, but we're saying you are the ruler of your household.
Right.
She is your property. We're not saying you don't ever have to listen. She's supposed to just sit there and be quiet all the time. We're not saying that. At the end of the day, if she, let's say, put it like this, if she did say something you didn't agree with, and you told her I don't agree with that, and it's going to be done my way, it's her job to say, okay, we're doing it your way because you want it done this way. Not we got to compromise. You know, it's okay if she comes and say, I want some. Hey, babe, can it be done like this? You say, okay, that's cool. But if she comes and say, babe, can it be done like that? No, I don't want it done like that. She said, well, I want it done like that. I said, no. She's supposed to, yes.
Because oftentimes when it's situations like that, the man's doing it all messed up. The
Well,
man's all
that goes
messed
back
up.
to what
The
we
man's
was-
all messed up when you let, not all the time, but when the man says we're gonna do it my way, not your way. You're gonna do it my way. All right, honey, do it your way. And it's all screwed
But
up.
are we talking about
If you
other
don't
men,
listen
or are we
to
talking
the
about you? Are you messed up?
No, I'm just talking about in general now.
No,
Men
we can't
always
talk.
want-
We can't talk about
Okay.
every nutcase in the world.
I'm not
You
talking about
feel like
I'm
you're
just
wise
talking-
enough to make decisions in your own household.
Yeah,
That's your.
right.
You know, if you feel like you got it together, you should be able to rule over your household. You know, now, of course, you got men that's gonna do it wrong. That's they business.
But they have that ideology, they have that thinking that
That don't make the ideology wrong. Just because you got people that don't know what the hell they doing in their household, you still supposed to be rule over your house. I can't help if a crackhead is a husband. The ideology is a husband is a rule over his house.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have wickedness and righteousness for Lokamar, you know.
Mhm.
I just wanted to ask, you believe one man should be with one woman and that's it?
no, because in the culture, before there was a Bible, before there was Adam and Eve, we had African culture. And
You said
man-
we have African culture?
oh, okay, there was African culture.
Okay.
There was African culture. But I know you are not African. I know you're not African.
You said
And I know you guys don't come from West Africa.
That's where they stole our ancestors from.
So I'm not gonna get out into that.
yeah.
So I'm just saying, no, a man can have more than one wife if you can
Okay.
take care of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because the reason why I say, and you believe in some type of higher power, right?
Most definitely.
Because the only reason, we say this a lot, but
Yeah, most definitely.
how many times can a woman get pregnant in a month?
How many times?
Yeah.
I just saw something like that. Woman get pregnant.
Well, I'll just
Yeah, rephrase it. When a woman gets pregnant, how long is she pregnant for?
9 months.
right. So she's pregnant in 9 months.
Right.
She's gonna have a baby. How many times can a man get a woman pregnant?
The same woman you're talking about?
No, any.
No, anyway.
While your woman is pregnant for 9 months, if you chose,
Another woman, you're saying?
how much can you shoot? How much can a healthy
Yeah,
man
it's
shoot
all,
off?
all day.
So my question to you is, why would whoever you believe is the higher power, why would he create us that way? You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm. Well,
So
that's
that right there should be an inkling of why a man physically, can be with more than one woman to procreate.
And once again, we're not saying in this time period
No.
that we're living in that
Mhm.
men should have. It's not. We don't live in a society that is beneficial for that. You know what I'm saying? We only
Yeah.
showing you the ancient or righteous way.
Yeah.
But my question to you is,
No, I believe that man can have more than one wife. I think this.
yeah, you was
No, I was just
Yeah,
adding
I
on to
didn't-
it.
yeah, I
you
didn't
was
dispute that.
like the ruler of the household thing.
Yeah.
My question to you is, because I didn't know that you felt the way that you felt. This is your second or third time.
Second.
Okay. So I mean,
But I came back because what's your name, brother?
about
Jimmy.
Okay.
I like when I first met you, I really dug your spirit.
Okay.
And that's why when I saw you, when I came out the gym, I saw, you know, the and I came back because your spirit was right.
Oh, appreciate it.
I mean, everybody's spirit was
Yeah, with
cool,
peace,
but when you
peace.
came on the scene and you started talking, I said, man, I think that brother's spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just touched me when I was leaving.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we tend to don't usually deal with people for a long period of time if they don't believe. But you're peaceful. You're
Mhm.
peaceful, so we're not gonna like, you know, say, nah, we're not gonna deal with you anymore. I just didn't know that you wasn't fully subscribed to the Bible. That's all. Because at the end of the day,
No, but I do like to listen, though. I like to hear.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like to listen.
That's good. That's good. You know, because we can't force our beliefs on nobody, and we don't try to do that. You
Yeah,
know?
because I was going to try to say is that a lot of the reason why we think the way we think is because we're raised on the Western Hemisphere. Because on the Eastern Hemisphere, a lot of them, what's the word, ancient laws are still
In effect.
intact. The traditions, the water, are still.
Well, that's why I said the African tradition, the ancient of ancients. When
You said the ancient.
yeah, the ancient, that's
Okay.
yeah, ancient.
I got you.
They have more than one. They have more than one wife.
Even over in Asia, you know,
Yeah.
over in China,
Yeah.
they follow a lot of the traditions that's in the Bible. You know, giving away their daughters into marriage. And stuff like that.
Right.
So it's only over here in the West that we have this mindset that a man should have one wife, that, you know, the wife is on some even playing field on any level with the husband. You know, because even in the scriptures, they were giving examples from Abraham and Sarah where Isaac had to go. Now, she gave her husband a bit of advice. You know, that woman and her sons got to go. And Abraham, being a husband, was like, okay, yeah, you got to go.
Oh,
So-
no, Hagar.
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 So the husband do listen to the wife, as the brother was saying. You know, that's our mindset in dealing with the scriptures, because we deal with our women righteously.
You know what the problem is? Like the brother from London, the elder brother of the Quran Kwon from London, he likes to say we've been in America too long. We've been,
Right.
you know, in this Western world, it's the youngest kingdom in history.
250 years.
It's not even been established that long.
No.
So when you look at the eastern part
As
of the
far as
world,
the United States goes.
yeah, as far as the United States, even if you want to include the British Empire, that was fairly short compared to some of the ancient kingdoms. So when you look at the Eastern world and how they live,
No, you say ancient kingdoms. You mean where?
maybe
There were the ancient kingdoms here, like the Incas and the Mayas.
yeah,
and
but
all
I'm
that?
speaking more that had more like a
In the East.
more like a rulership empire, because you had the Mayas and the Incas, but they weren't telling people in the East what to do. So when you go over to the Eastern world and you see, like you were saying, the older customs they have, obviously they have the right way because they've been holding those traditions way longer, right? You go to a place like Iran,
Yes. Yeah.
you know, those traditions have been set there for thousands of years, and it's backed by many scrolls and many historical artifacts to show you they've been keeping these traditions for thousands of years. America and Europe and the philosophies they teach today, it's really like an experiment. It's fairly new. We like to talk about romance, for instance, how romance was propagated by Europe and Rome, the rebirth, the Renaissance Empire, romance, you know, this whole love, which love, they made it to where like love is like a feeling, like Prince Charming, Rapunzel let down your hair. That was the whole romance thing, the romance novels. That had nothing to do with a relationship between a man and a woman. But they romanticized everything to where you deal with a woman where it's about feelings, right? Love is not based on feelings. Love is based on actions and duty.
Yeah.
And upkeep in your morals and standards. You know, that's what the scriptures have taught us. But this new experimental way, which is not working, by the way, because the divorce rate in America is over 60%.
I am.
It's one of the highest divorce rates in the world and in history. So obviously, the way that they've been telling people to coexist between man and woman, it's not working. Because you have the ancient ways, their divorce rates are low. You go to, the places where they believe they meant they women on their property, them marriages are lasting.
And the women that have
It's not until it's not. Hold on. Let me no, hold on. It's not until democracy is shown. It's not until democracy in America is shown on their televisions that it causes a problem in their homes. It wasn't until they started seeing America on their televisions that now they want to protest what was going on in their households. They seen American women wearing pants, American women in Hollywood over there. Then they started rising up. Before then, they had no problem. And that the scriptures speak about how America has corrupted a lot of people's minds. Nope, because those women over there didn't have a problem until they seen. Hold on, those women over there on the eastern side, they have more liberty than us.
Well,
Nah, for real, that's it.
And just because they're upset, and just because they're
I
upset,
don't want to be combative, so I'm just listening.
and just because they're upset about it doesn't make it right. That you know, because it's not that they're upset, it's that they're envious of it. And they're lustful of a lifestyle that they want to know about.
Yeah.
When you see something that you never experienced before and you think is more thriving, you're gonna desire that. So those women in Iran and that's under Sharia law, they're seeing Hollywood, they're seeing America like, well, we want to partake in that and see what that's about. It's not a better life because I just told you the divorce rate in America is over 60%. But they perceive independence to be better.
No, you said they see over the America, they see the decadence and the type of lifestyle over here. They don't have that over in Dubai.
Well, the liberty that they see the women having is different than what they have over
No, but
there.
that's what I'm saying. But they still see that.
The women still
Right, but they're being suppressed.
You see, but you can't go to the
See, still seeing
But see, that's the point.
Yeah, they're being suppressed.
You're right.
They want to do it there,
But who told you
but they can't do it there.
told you they're suppressed though?
They speak out themselves.
Why did they say that? Because they weren't suppressed until America became.
No, they always been suppressed.
No,
It's-
it wasn't
they're
until
always suppressed. You
Margaret
can't do better if you don't know better.
It wasn't until Margaret Sanger and the feminist movement that women started saying they're oppressed. It wasn't until the whole movement of women liberation until women started coming. Matter of fact, the black woman wasn't even saying she was suppressed until the white woman started saying it first.
That's right.
Because the white woman is the one that started the liberation movement.
Hard hat, lunch pail. I could go to work too.
Susan B.
So when they started showing that all over the news, of women with picket signs. We're suppressed, women's rights, women liberation.
Yeah.
They wasn't just showing it over here in America. I watched a lot of historical, a lot of documentaries. I've seen the effect it had on not just in America, but in other countries. They were watching this stuff. Liberation, women's rights, we're suppressed, and a lot of women that's in Dubai, they are against the women that want to live. There was this woman that
We put them up. Those are props. Trust me.
No, there was this
They
woman.
put them up on TV to say that.
There was this woman, I forgot, it was in one of these Middle Eastern countries, but she started a protest where she decided to wear her panties and her bra.
Yeah.
And this is in modern day time. The women there were ready to kill her. It wasn't even the men.
Yep.
The women were about to kill her for what, but they don't feel suppressed.
Yep.
They're like, this is wrong.
Yeah, it was a
She doesn't supposed to have the liberty to do this. The women were ready to put her down, not the men. So now we shouldn't have this mindset that all women over there are like, no, we're
You're right.
because a lot of them love the life that they have over there. They love the family, they love the kids, and they don't want it to change. But like I said before, you're always gonna have that other side, righteousness and wickedness. Light and darkness. You always gonna have people that want to live another way, that want to do something different. Doesn't mean that it's the right way. And like I said, the American way is not the right way because you have more broken homes in the world in America than any other place on the planet. So liberation has not helped me. The way that they taught men has not helped me. But that old ways are still standing.
For generations upon generations.
Just like another example about disciplining your child. You can even discipline your child. You see what happens. No. Like you got all these kids undisciplined, unruly, cussing out teachers. Teachers can't do anything about
You
it.
have more school shootings.
Yeah.
You have you have more thefts by children. You have more murders being done by children. You can't even beat your child properly without it. If they report it to anybody at school, they can call any type of child services. And this goes back to what I was telling you about you being not just rule over your house over your woman, but your children. You can't even be a ruler in your house over your children because if they go to school and tell somebody that you put hands on them, you're subject to the laws of America. But the scriptures teach you that a man is Lord over his property, and that includes your land, that includes your house, that includes your cattle, that includes your wife that was given to you by contract. Because when you go into the ancient way of a marriage, you had a contract, not a contract that's saying the American government is in between your marriage. No, a contract between one household and another. That's why she would take your last name, because the father will be passing the ownership to another man. This is my daughter. I'm contractually passing the ownership onto you. Give me the contract. I give you the contract. Give me the dowry. The transaction is complete. My property is now your property. Take care of her. She's taking your name now. That's what it's all. That's the tradition of marriage. Whether it makes you feel good or not, is irrelevant. At the end of the day, a man is supposed to rule over what's his.
Now, how about if the woman buys the house?
Where she get the finances?
Yeah, well, good for her. Good for her. Good for her. She got it going on. She got it going
And the
on.
man marries her, but she owns the house. Is it still his property? It's his stuff.
I mean,
Actually, he ruler. He becomes still the ruler.
Hey, if she's a righteous woman,
Shit, just give it to him.
she would allow you to rule.
The comedian Monique, she's the breadwinner, right? But she even says it on her stand-up. Yeah, I'll make the money, but I understand he's still my king. I still follow under him. You know what I mean? So even first of all, we live in a society that women have to work.
Say it
You know what I
again.
mean? We live in a society where 9 times out of 10, a woman has to work.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not the right way it's supposed to be.
And a lot of them have better jobs than us.
Mhm.
Well, that's part of it.
Woman shop capacity.
That's part of keeping them down as well. But that's another.
And with the indoctrination in the school systems, because I remember being brought up and they'll tell you, oh, boys, you treat girls this way, and you never talk down to a girl, and all this suppressive indoctrination,
Right.
which is contrary to how men are supposed to be taught. When you go into some of the Eastern schools, boys and girls don't even go to the same classrooms together. The boys are taught with the boys, the girls are taught with the girls. So the whole indoctrination is thrown off and wrong. So when you grow up to become an adult, all you know is what America has taught you and what they've given you. So it's going to sound strange when you hear something that's the old ancient way or something from the Eastern way. That's why, if they put a Taliban on the news, people automatically think he's a terrorist because they've been indoctrinated to think those men are evil. But here it is, you live in a land where they're taxing you heavily. You got these high priced bills. They're spraying chemtrails in the air that you don't even know what's in it. They're poisoning your food. But yet they can put it on media that the people over there is the terrorists.
Oh, I don't believe in all that. Tunnel vision news.
Yeah.
I'm hip to that. I mean, like I said, 95% of what you brothers talk, I rock with. But it's just maybe one or few things. And when you said the property thing, that just kind of like.
Well, you know what?
This
Maybe that'll change in time because at the end of the day,
that's it. But other than having multiple wives, I got no problem with
You see,
that.
but you're here to consider. You're considering what we're saying, which is why you're here as long as you're here.
yeah.
You're hearing what we're saying, and it may resonate at another level, or it may not. But at least you're considering the fact that you're giving it consideration.
And
You're listening.
being Americanized, certain words rub people the wrong way. So when you hear,
I won't say I'm Americanized. I won't say
we're all American.
not me. I'm not Americanized.
You-
What you be
Well,
Americanized?
speaking in general, he's speaking in general terms.
Yeah.
In general terms.
Yeah.
So we have to conform to the rules and regulations of America. You mean that?
Yeah, but my point is,
Okay.
certain words bother people. So you
Mhm.
hear words like property.
Yeah,
Rain.
like if we say
You know.
a man's a in his house, you automatically gonna think he's going in and beating his woman.
Yeah. I had a bad day.
And people think about that because it's so far. They haven't been taught that a man is a ruler of his household. When a woman hears, I'm not your property, they think of it as a bad. It's not a bad thing.
Definition of
Property of a man. You should.
But you were right. You were right. I think in the beginning,
Because if she doesn't look at herself as your property, she's gonna think she can do what she wants when she's out. And that's what the liberation movement was all about. Yeah, I got me a man, but if I choose to dabble in something else, I can do that. My body, my mind. And that's not right.
And it's for the lack of respect.
Because if she knows, no, I'm property of this man. This man owns me. My father gave me to this man. I can't be dealing with that. It keeps a righteous moral standard. And she has a mind. She's been taught with the mindset of, oh no, I can do what I want when I want, if I feel like it. And that causes chaos throughout the nation. That's what you see in America. Adultery is one of the highest things also in America. And adultery is very high in the workplace.
Yep.
You get married to a woman and she got a work husband. She's breaking off with the man she wants. A lot of these marriages, and I've seen it firsthand. A lot of these marriages, they'll be married and both of them got freaking off at work with co-workers.
Can I bring this up?
Because the man don't own me.
Do you believe that a wife belongs to a husband?
no one belongs to nobody.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
No one belongs to nobody.
Hey, look, he got something in Google. If you don't believe in the Bible, look at Google.
Woman. The definition of woman.
Yes.
There's numerous, so I'll read down.
That's it.
Hey, the numerous.
This is good.
An adult female human.
Yep.
A woman.
Wait a minute, you agree with that? An adult female?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. We're gonna see if you agree with everyone. Go ahead.
Okay. Woman considered as a group. Womankind.
You agree? What's the next?
An adult female human belonging to a specified occupation, group, nationality, or other category, often used in combination.
You agree with that?
Right? A female servant or subordinate.
Wait. Oh, wait. Go back. Oh, what?
A female servant
Female servant.
or subordinate.
Subordinate.
You believe a woman is subordinate?
Yeah, she's yeah.
Hold on.
Subordinate to who? The man.
That's
Hold on.
that's
Hold on. I'm not done.
Where you reading it from though? Google what though?
Google definition.
Google definition. Here. A female servant or
I don't know how
subordinate,
live
right?
that is, but go ahead.
the actual definition of a woman.
Yeah.
It really
A
is.
female subordinate
Yeah, I was about to say. Is it
or servant, right? A wife. It's saying that your wife is your servant, your subordinate to her husband.
Mhm.
The only reason he brought this up in Google because the men that wrote the Bible are narcissists.
Hey,
That sounds like a scripture to me.
It's a sweet one.
Yeah, that sounds like a scripture.
Salaki. He read that from Google, but listen, the etymology of the definition
Means the word.
it's the same exact thing. And that's Adam, so etymology means
The origin of that word.
yeah.
Hey, matter of fact, look, I'm gonna get this date.
Yeah, the origin.
Because it goes to the history of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, it says shoot, it's tripped out.
And what is it? Latin, Greek, or what?
He gonna tell you. He
English.
gonna tell you. He gonna tell you.
8th century.
8th century.
Yep, 8th century.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
That's
but
about right.
yeah, but look at
8th
white.
century for white men. That's about right.
Can't read this.
Go ahead.
There's
I mean, we'll just, Yeah, 8th century for white men. That's about right.
it's 1 Corinthians 11:8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Right.
Yeah.
So the woman was created to serve the man. You go back to Genesis, it says, you shall have a helpmeet.
Yeah, I had Genesis 2.
I understand.
Yeah.
Help me.
A helpmeet.
Yep. To what?
So you need a helper.
Emotional support. We always, you know what I'm saying? That's why what we men, because what? We are providers. We
Mhm.
always work.
Oh no, I don't. Like I said, I don't dispute with any of
No,
that.
no, 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 no,
I
no.
don't dispute any of
I know,
that.
no,
It's
Yeah.
for edification, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's
yeah,
always
yeah.
for edification.
Okay.
We're not arguing with you.
All right.
Yeah, that's why the camera feel like a lot of times we'll just bring stuff up.
Oh yeah.
Just,
Okay.
it ain't always
Because you gotta think about it. If a intruder breaks in your house and tries to attack your wife, you're gonna protect her.
Oh no question.
Why is that?
Why you don't tell her to do it? It's equal.
Because
Help me fight him.
They'll be fighting.
Help me.
The right people fight.
I'm listening.
It's done on every level. I'm not gonna have my wife
No, I'm with
fight. Fight my battles with me. And the Bible says something about if your wife does
Oh,
help
in the
you.
Bible.
Well, you say you're bad. I
Wait,
said,
wait, and it's something about if your wife does help you, she should get her arm chopped off or something.
She grabs your
Right,
genital.
but he was in a fight.
He was in a fight.
But you-
And if she comes in to help,
You're pushing the goalposts. I said if an intruder breaks into your house and wants to attack your woman,
right?
you said that's your fight.
Yeah, it's my fight.
Even though, but he's attacking her.
Right, I can't defend
That's
her.
no, you're saying that's your fight. Why is that your fight?
That ain't your fault, brother. You
Oh,
ain't
this
moving
my
on your
fight.
house.
That's my wife.
Oh, you gotta compromise.
But that's your
No, that's
so
my
you
wife.
understand?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's a union. No,
You
it's a
gotta
union.
compromise.
No, it's a no, it's a
Hey,
union.
come on, help me.
No, now you're moving the goalpost. Let me go down there.
Because following off of what you said.
No, she's not. See, we don't have to compromise at every step that I do. If I'm walking,
That's not a compromise.
no, he just said compromise. He said,
I'm just joking.
yeah, he was saying
joking.
okay.
He was being funny. I'm saying if a man breaks in your house and doesn't attack you, attacks your woman,
Right.
you're going. That's your fight. You said.
Yes, it is my fault.
But why is that your fight?
Because I am the man. If a man is beating up a woman, I'm gonna let a woman fight another
When
man.
three women run into your house and attack you,
Well, that's 3-on-1.
Hold on.
I'm gonna let a man beat a woman because I got proof of point that
I understand. I understand
that
that.
don't make no sense.
No.
I understand. So a man and a woman aren't equal.
They're not equal in that physical aspect.
Okay. What
In
if
that physical aspect, they're not equal.
what if three women bust in your house and attack your wife? You're just gonna because they're women. You're just gonna let it rock.
No. There's 3 women busting in my crib. That's right there. That's against the law. That's against the law right there. You
Hey,
can't
no,
that's
thing
against
too,
the
too.
law.
Not every woman is physically weaker than a man. You got some women that are stronger than physically. So that's why it doesn't even going back to your point about if she makes more money or if she bought the house. That's why it's important indoctrination, because if she knows at the end of the day, regardless of how much money I have, regardless if I'm stronger or bigger than that man, if I go into a union with that man, I'm gonna make sure that man is head over me. Get Corinthians.
Oh, 11 and 4.
Get that real quick before we bring out any other point. Get that, because everybody, one thing that the Creator loves more than anything is order. If you don't have order, you have chaos. You have distance. So you always have to have order, even within your household. You know what I'm saying? That's why I posed the question earlier. I was like, if you have a disagreement, who has the final say? Because a lot of times, if there's a disagreement and you're not able to come to a compromise, it causes chaos. It causes an argument. That's why it's good to have a head, because if you have a head, you're always able to resort back to a head if you can't come to a compromise. Well, we can't agree, so since you're the head, we're going to go with what you want. Yeah. Now, I can, compromise with you, but since I don't want to compromise with you, and I'm the head, you go with that's why the head is always Who got it?
Right, I got it. Man. You got it.
Yeah. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, I started verse 2. It says, "Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you."
Order. The Creator loves order. Without order, you have disorder. Go ahead.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach.
If a man does not put the Lord first, he's going to move how he wants to move. I don't agree with everything the Lord says. So in this one, I'm gonna do this, Lord.
Right.
And then you find yourself in a bad predicament because you didn't listen to your head, or you may get punished because you didn't listen to your head. The head of every man is his creator. Go ahead.
It says, "And the head of the woman is the man."
Well, okay, but I don't agree with everything my man does. That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
He's the head. So when you don't agree, you gotta go with what he says. Now going back to your point. He may be wrong, but she gotta suffer that because that's her husband.
He's an idiot. He's stupid.
Yeah.
A stupid husband.
Yeah. But
That's your husband.
Yep.
Can I say, because we're saying that a woman is a man's property, don't mean that you backhanding her or they mistreating her.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
We're not saying that.
Yeah, I'm not. I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that. But going to your point, a man can make a decision and cost his family his life
You're exactly right.
because he's the head of the
You're
household,
exactly right.
and she had no say in that last
You're
word.
exactly right.
But she got to just have to suck that
You
up.
gotta suck it up.
Okay.
You gotta suck it
But
up.
I mean,
Is it unfortunate? You damn right.
Mm-hmm.
But for the sake of order, we have to teach that throughout the nation because if we allow gray areas, you see what the nation becomes. Then the kids can say, "Well, I ain't gotta listen to daddy because I seen mama arguing with daddy. So mama the head because I seen daddy didn't listen. Yeah, we can go with mama."
Yeah.
It causes disorder in everything and it spreads throughout society. So you have to go back to what, brother? The ordinances. The ordinances are put in place to keep chaos from happening.
you see too many steps.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
what you feel about when men say me and you friends? Hey man, let's go play ball at 5 o'clock. And yeah, it was fine. Oh, I gotta go check with the wife. How do you feel about that? You think that you need to ask your woman?
No.
Okay. Cool.
See, I'm not.
No, I'm not
not-
saying
yeah,
you are. I'm just
yeah.
asking.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
When I was saying to you about property, I don't mean that I believe that men slapping their women or men totally just running over their women doing what they got. No, I'm not saying that either.
Okay.
And I'm not saying in my household
Right.
that I got to listen to my wife everything she says. No,
Right,
because at times I am in charge.
We hear you.
You know, at times I am in charge.
And going back
Yeah.
to the whole property thing too, the whole contractual thing, it's just like if you would have sent your woman into the marketplace and another man was like, "Oh, I like that." She would immediately say, "I'm the property of this house or under this name. I took the last name of such and such." And the whole community would know that's that man's woman. We stay away from that. So that was another reason why she would be considered your property, your possession. Because if it's not considered that way, then it means anybody can touch it. Anybody can play with it. And that's what you see happening in America. Women have the ability to decide, I want to commit adultery. And that's not right. Everybody needs to know when a woman gets married, that's that man's property. You touch that, he has the right to fuck you up. And if he's not able to fuck you up, we gonna fuck you up. As a nation, because that's his property. So it's much bigger than you just ruling over her. It's a whole bunch of reasons why we need that to talk.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody knew whose property she was. So even if you was over there, they knew who that woman belonged to. So even if she didn't say something, someone over there would tell you, "Nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's his brother's wife." And if you still did it, then you knew, and she allowed you to do it.
Well, that should happen regardless of property or no property.
It should,
That
but
should
in this
happen
kingdom,
regardless.
but in this kingdom, it's allowed to go free.
And regardless of what happens, we always have to teach the right way. So we're gonna get finished up the last and then wrap it up.
This is Isaiah 55:8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts."
That's the reason why the Heavenly Father, through His only begotten Son, has set up everything the way it is right now for the sake of order, And the reason why we live in this predicament that we live in right now is to show the world what things look like when there is no order, when there is no structure, when the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father isn't set up, But there's going to be certain men that read the scriptures and be like, "Damn. This order that the scripture is talking about will benefit the earth way better, So that's the conclusion that we all up here have come to, that the scriptures and the ways the Heavenly Father say that things should go, it'll work better for mankind,
It's a lot more peaceful. It's a lot more peaceful. You walk into a situation where you know it's a bad situation and you see it happening, you're able to retrieve it, back out and not even have to deal with that. You know, you don't have to deal with adulterous women or monstrous men or this, that, or the other. You see the situation, you remove yourself from that situation, and you're at peace.
Well, let me. What's your name, brother?
Huh?
Yeah,
Lakaman.
Rockamon.
Lakaman.
Oh, Lockamon. Peace, brother.
Peace.
Say you're not home, and a man comes to your door. Can your woman and knocks on rings the bell? Can she open the door and talk to him?
She could. I wouldn't advise it.
No, can she though? I mean, is she supposed to?
In a righteous world, no.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, she can answer the door, and he needs to come in and do some work. Could she allow him to come in
That's the society
do
we
some
live
work?
That's the society. That's what I say. We're Americanized.
Oh, so I'm saying, but under
You don't say how what I feel about it.
under your doctrine, your teaching, because you're Israelite,
But remember the brother Morales, even though it be lawful, it's not expedient.
right?
So the world we live in, this side, we have to deal with things that we wouldn't necessarily in the righteous world deal with.
Yeah, that's why Yahweh Shai said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, for that very purpose that, as Romans 13 talks about, how we have to be subject to the higher powers. We're behind enemy lines because we messed up with the Heavenly Father. So we're subject to do a lot of things that we really don't want to do according to the law. But we have to suffer these things.
Yeah, Con, and also you got to use wisdom. In other words, you know what I'm saying? If I know a maintenance guy is coming to my house and my woman's there,
Nah, that's right.
I'm going to arrange it so when I'm there,
Right.
I'm arranging with my job. All right, what day you going to be there? Wednesday? Okay, I'm going to get to work a little late. I'm going to get to work a little late. So I want to be there when he gets there.
Beautiful.
Well, yeah, I was just
And-
making a scenario like he was making a scenario with me. If that didn't happen,
Yeah.
if something just spontaneously happened,
Yes.
if someone came to the house, you know what I'm saying?
It's not-
If someone just came to
You
the
don't
crib,
control what you can control.
okay.
And that's why you
Alright,
get
that's
that's why
all.
you get you a righteous woman.
Exactly.
Because it don't matter who your woman around at the end of the day.
If she make a phone call and say,
You better- hey,
such and such at the house.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig that.
And call him up and be like, hey,
Something
the
like
maintenance
that.
guy's here. Do you know?
And if he tries something, she gonna
Yeah.
With the
And
perfect.
then we got a little help nowadays. We got Ring cameras. And, you know what I mean?
I've been checking all the
That's one thing I will say with this in this madman's world. We don't use the word. We use the word, don't abuse it.
Right.
My people's every time somebody walks past his door, be like, oh, that's
You gotta have eyes and ears. But back then, in the ancient times, you had servants. They would show eyes and your ears. Okay.
Well, also,
my pit bull was my.
also in the old times, your family lived with you.
Come.
You know, your father lived with you. You know, your parents lived with you, or whoever. You had a family orientated environment. So even if a person did have to come by to do maintenance or whatever, that was done within the family.
Yeah, basically some of this camp, some of the lesson of this camp, the way of living that people are living in today's society is so chaotic. It's so far off from a righteous way. So far. And that's what going back to even the family thing you just noted. Family is not even a thing anymore. You know, kids don't sit at the dinner table with mom and father and eat and talk about the day, talk about everybody express their emotions at the table and get it out. That's why you have these kids depressed and suicidal. They don't have a family unit.
That's what the kid doing while he eat.
On the phone.
You see how these people, I know we about to wrap up, but you see how, people were really, literally crying because TikTok got shut.
These are grown adults, by the way.
Yeah, kids and adults.
Mainly adults. Mainly.
What am I gonna do? You know?
But to answer his question, if something simultaneously or spontaneously happened, if you was wise enough, you would advise your woman, hey, look, if something happens, this is what you do in this scenario.
Yeah, you already taught your woman how to move in every scenario because, like I said, you the ruler. So you already prepared your wife, your kids of every scenario that may come across. If you ever find yourself in this predicament, this is what you do. This is how you defend yourself. This is what you say. This is what you don't say. Because you're the one that's attaining the knowledge. So when you attain the knowledge, you go back and teach your wife and the children.
That's it.
So being
With that,
So being that you gotta consider things like that, is my wife at home committing adultery with the maintenance man, so on and so forth. It just shows that the order of this system is is completely out of whack. You know, that's the message that we come out. This order is out of whack. You know, and the fashion of this world is about to be taken out, and a righteous society is about to be implemented. That's the message.
We can't even call this man's design an order.
Nah,
Because it changes it all the damn time. An order should stay is exactly what it is. An order.
But Trump,
This
he
damn-
damn all them different legislation
Yeah.
being copped in office.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Hey, you see that shit? He said the immigrants on the plane in Mexico. Mexico sent there and said, "No, they ain't allowed them to land."
Nah.
They said, "No, nigga, you ain't scared of this shit with us."
You see, you changed
Go back.
you changed from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
But no, that is straight
But look,
pride,
how you
man.
gonna put Northern Kingdom on a plane
Yeah.
to Mexico and don't tell the government of Mexico?
Come on, man.
So they arriving at the airport and they, where's this plane go from?
Yep. Yep.
Well, these the immigrants go straight- send that shit right to
Yep.
you know, nigga, like,
Because they gotta contact the tower.
oh,
Cut.
shit, communications, man.
Wait.
They took that nigga to a U-turn.
Fuel.
Low on fuel. He said low on fuel.
Go ahead,
Mayday.
God, hey, so, that was pretty much it, man. Hey, we out here once again. Lord willing, we'll be out here.
Good talk, good talk.
God, next week as well. And Lord willing, we adore to the end, you know, so we can be those first fruits, you know, to witness the kingdom, that righteous kingdom that we're speaking about, be established here on earth as it is in heaven. So with that, we're going to end off by giving all praise, honor, and glory. Double honors again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. A shalom to the elect out there. Come Shalom.
All right, brother.
Hey,
Have a good one, guys.